Yeah, and I'm gonna take a picture like this.
Hello, hello, hello. Welcome to all. Can you tell us what your name is, darling?
My name is Lawrence Gartell, who happens to be the father of digital art for the last 48 years.
Oh, damn. And you, beautiful lady?
I am Gina Moon. Can you hear me?
A little bit closer.
Closer. Okay. I'm Gina Moon.
Gina Moon.
That's it.
Beautiful
I
name.
have Lawrence's scarf here. So
We have Lawrence's cup. So, Lawrence, are you going to tell us about this?
yeah, I will. This is yours. I have mine.
Are you going to tell us about this beautiful scarf?
Yes. The scarf was just, it took, a couple of months to produce. It comes from India. The finest silk and the finest cashmere are in the components of this beautiful scarf.
I love it. You say it from India. Wow.
Have you ever been to India?
Not yet.
I have actually. I made a music video, or I call it a video music for Universal in 2005, and I was there throughout the country, going to all these beautiful cities, and it was the worst, horrible, most awful, most fantastic trip I was ever on.
A roller coaster, right? Full of every emotion.
Everything, as you could imagine, yes.
You're the fucking shit. Like, can y'all see his swag? Like, my man over here is swagged out. Like, I love it.
You should have seen me at the art fair, Art Palm Beach on Friday. I really rocked out with an amazing red leather racing outfit
Oh, leather.
with Christian Louboutin sneakers.
Ooh, you fancy. Like, we got
Very
fancy
fancy.
over here.
Very
Me and Gina have plans with these scarves. What's our plan, Gina?
I can't hear you.
What's the plan with the scarves,
This
Gina?
car is like you run in one direction, I run in the other direction.
And he's never gonna catch
That's
us.
it.
We're gonna
the
go.
Scars are ours.
Enjoy
We get to keep
wearing
the
them.
scarves.
So, Gina, what do you do?
I was gonna talk about the scarves. more.
Okay.
So I am a pleasure and embodiment coach.
Pleasure.
That's right.
Ooh.
Yes, he is adorning me with the scarves.
It's all about the pleasure.
all
Pleasure
about
is
the
important.
Mhm.
Wait, let me get that. I'm too busy wrapping scarves. A pleasure embodiment coach.
Pleasure and embodiment. Yeah. That's
Does
right.
that require incense and
Yes, 100%. So Nag Champa is absolutely necessary.
Okay, I just want to get on
That's
track
the
with
that's
this.
the basic package.
The basic package.
The
Basic package is Nag Champa.
Can we know that the highest, like the deepest package? Because if that's the
Yeah,
basic,
that's the VIP level. So that's behind this screen. I'll tell you guys later.
I was like, wait, what the fuck?
It's right there. It's behind the screen. This is in front of the screen,
VIP package.
and then that's behind.
I'm scared of this VIP package.
No,
How you feeling,
don't be
Lawrence,
scared.
about
Be
it?
excited. Be excited.
I'm
You know, fear and
curious to
excitement is
hear.
actually the same emotion.
I don't know where it's leading to tell you the truth. And certainly that has staged my
Your roller coaster of emotions or your scarf or your swag?
Suave will stay the same. Suave will maintain, but a pleasure coach.
I want all the pleasure, baby.
Yeah. So when I say pleasure, what do you think about, Lawrence?
That's a very
What
good
do you
question,
think
Lawrence.
about?
We want to hear this.
Well,
I'm hot.
it just leads me to Karma Sutra. What can I
Okay.
say? And I think it involves multiple people,
Say it.
and I think I think it's has a lot to do with oils and rubbing and
Mm-hmm.
touching and climaxing. What else can I
Okay,
say? How
yeah.
else do I
So
say?
all of
Climax.
anything to pleasure is related to sex and sexuality. Is that right?
I have to say, I mean, if
Yeah.
Karma
What
Sutra.
about
Food is also pleasure.
what about a ripe, beautiful mango in season when it's like
ripe
super
mango?
juicy and it's just so delicious?
Okay, I have a
Can
little
that be
issue.
pleasure too?
Yeah, well, it definitely could be. When I was in India, I was served these fruits, and there were fruit flies all over it. So I don't get a good
Well,
thought.
Maybe
about
that's not the
mangoes.
exact scenario we're thinking of.
I mean, if you want to cut me a cantaloupe, that
Uh-huh.
I could.
Cantaloupe?
Yes.
Okay. I don't really think of cantaloupe when I think of fruity pleasure, but what about a
Well,
peach?
You can
Oh, what
put
about a
peach. You can put a
peach?
little honey on it. You
Pineapple?
can have
Okay.
pineapple. Yeah,
But
all of those.
really, really ripe and juicy
Yes.
and sweet.
Yes, yes. It's
So
a
like immediate
pleasure.
satisfaction. Yes. Oral pleasure. And we're back. And we're back.
I've been taken to
You
other
looped
places.
it all the way around.
I've been taken to other places.
The shit that happens is are all both. Yo, we are talking about pleasure here. While rocking Owl. Y'all have the Owl app?
Yeah, tell us about the Owl app. What's up with the Owl app?
So, what is the Owl app? That's where you pay me to talk to me.
I love it.
So, turn around for a minute for me there. You can pick my brain after you pick your payment method. That's what we're all about. It's about connecting you to 1,000 of people that have never been able to connect to.
Yeah.
And just for $1 a minute, some of them.
Yeah.
In just one click like that, you can talk to anybody. You can talk to me. You can talk to Jason. You can talk to Lawrence. You know? EA is in there as well. Go find him. Very motivational. So come out to R. All right. So where can people find you?
Well, go find me on Instagram, Lawrence Gartel, but it's with a U, like so Lawrence Olivier, Laurence, Gartel, Gartel. That's probably the best thing. Or you can just Google my name, read my Wikipedia, and everything else about me. It's all online. I have no secrets.
Woohoo! I love that. Did you see how
I
the
have a
U
lot
was,
of secrets.
Did you see how the U was pleasurable? You.
That's right. That's exactly right.
So we're about to, me and Gina are about to run away with the scarves right now, y'all.
Okay, this is happening. Ready?
1, 2.
Come on, let's do it. Ah, no, he took mine. I know he has a box in there with more.
They're kicking me out, y'all. Bye. I'm out of here.
Okay, I got the golf guys.
We got both of us.
I have the golf guys.
We're not golf guys, though. We're going to trick you.
Golf
There's
metaphor.
nothing to do with golf. Want to go?
All good. I'll host. I'm happy to host the golf guys.
You're a golf guy.
Supposedly are gonna trick
till
me.
we-
Tell me when we're.
Wait till we trick you.
I'm so excited.
Dennis Williams.
Josh Mora, Mora.
Dennis Williams. Yeah, you got me. Okay. Great.
Okay, that's better. Okay, tell me when we're live. Live. We're always live.
I like this.
Okay, so
Hello.
on the spot immediately.
Yeah.
Okay, first question I have for you guys: are you twins?
No, we just dressed the same.
Dressed the same today.
You
Yeah.
don't just dress the same. You have very like the same energetic signature.
Really?
Yeah.
Somebody
very-
else
that's
said
very
that
kind of you to
yesterday, and I
say.
don't think we could look.
We don't look a thing alike, but energetically to match is good. I like
I
that.
like it.
You do
Thank
have
you.
gray hair.
Oh,
you are.
my hair's gray.
Yeah.
Yeah, a little bit.
But lots of it, which is
You've
important.
been here for a while then.
Yeah.
You've been here since day one.
Yeah.
More or
Okay.
less, yeah.
So, Dennis and Josh,
That's
my
us.
best friends, are have an amazing podcast, and they were telling me about it. And it's super fun. I know nothing about golf. But supposedly it's not about golf, but it is about golf. So I will.
Are you ready for this? We're going to blow your mind.
I don't think I'm ready for it, but please
We're going to
try
blow
it.
your mind. It is
Yeah.
a metaphor
Okay.
for the back nine of life. It has nothing to do with golf. So the front nine of your life is you got a lot of stuff going on, and you're not really paying attention to all the wellness and your mental health and all those things. You really start to think about that on the back nine, and none of us know what hole we're on. We got gray hair. We don't know if we're on hole 10 or 18 or what hole we're on, right? We're fishing it out. So second chapter of our lives, that's the metaphor for the back nine. So
and think about the things that we go through, right? Throughout as we go from the front nine to the back nine, there might be divorce, or there might be job or career change, or all of the other dealing with aging parents or grown children who are struggling.
Right.
So it's how we face those issues and all of the things that we can accomplish as we overcome those challenges.
Gotcha. And so, what made you decide to start this podcast?
So that's a good one. We were together talking a lot because we couldn't get together during COVID. So we would be on these calls, both ironically going through kind of divorce at the same time and a whole bunch of deep stuff we don't get into right now.
Okay.
But really good, like productive conversations that helped each other out. Like he helped me get through some tough times. I helped him get through some tough times. But the key to the show is really not about us talking about ourselves. It's about the amazing guests we have. We have people that we were in broadcasting for a long time. We have some former colleagues that come on, all of them very well spoken, have great stories about their history and things that they've been through. And our goal is in the 25 minutes you spend with us for you to have like one or two nuggets that you can take out and incorporate in your own life.
Right. And so people come to us, come to our podcast because they trust us as interviewers, they trust us as storytellers, but they want to hear from our guests. Guests become the stars of every episode, as they should, right? And so, yes, we have some interesting people. We have the head writer for one of the hottest shows in Hollywood right now, among some of the guests that Dennis talked about in our first season. And then we're also moving into things that are more topical in terms of how. So sometimes it's about the guest, sometimes it's about the topic. So in season 2, we're going to talk to a woman who is the head of the Modern Widows Club, because people do face that. Men will be dating widows in the back nine of life. There's another one who's coming on to talk about single moms for the same reason. How can men help single moms who are trying to work and raise their family, as well as what if we're dating single moms who have kids with them when they attach? So all of these kinds of issues.
The show is really for men.
No.
Interestingly, no.
Like women really do gravitate towards it because women want to know what men are thinking because men never tell them. So this is a way for women to go on and be like, oh,
But it's
so
the
that's
other
what
way
men are
around. I thought
thinking.
that men want to know what women are thinking.
Well, they want to know that too. But
Yeah.
so we'll have women on that can shed some light into that too. We've had some great female guests. So
yeah,
it really is, depending on the episode, it really does connect with both sexes in different ways for different episodes. One of our funniest episodes was dating after divorce. So we were giving people like advice on their dating profiles, what you shouldn't do. As on the man's side and the woman's side, what
Can
you
you
should
give me an
do.
example of what men shouldn't do on
Men
their
should
dating
never
profiles?
men should never be have the fish.
The fish.
Yes.
Never have the fish.
You
And never.
ladies,
and
the fish.
Here's the other key to your dating profile: never say what you don't like. Like swipe
Okay.
left if you like.
Yeah.
Never
The
say what you don't like. You
complainer.
immediately say, I don't like this.
Yeah.
I'm immediately
I'm done.
swiping left.
I'm done with you.
I don't want your
You're
negativity.
starting with the
Done.
negative. Tell everybody what you do like. Most people, there's so many dating profiles like swipe left if you like Trump or like all those things. And don't put your political views in there.
Okay, so
Don't
no
put your
political views,
politics in your dating
no
profile.
fish,
Get
and
down
no
the road a little
complaining.
bit.
And I think the image I'd like to give the audience that's listening now and you is, so, and this continues the golf metaphor, which is after we're done playing, men kind of talk at that point. And it might be something fun like, what are you doing on the dating apps? Or what's a great song that got you through this hard time? We have an episode where we talk about that. But we also sometimes talk about serious things. And so I think guys, we know that we're attracting a male audience that wants to know, well, what are the other guys talking about? And we also know that we're attracting a female audience that wants to know, what the heck are guys talking about when they're talking? The idea is there are conversations that we have privately that we don't often share publicly.
Yeah.
And so we're taking these conversations public.
Beautiful. I love it. And what do you know about the Owwll app?
Well, we're just learning about it now. So social media, a way to connect with people that have like interests, that you can talk to them. you can, I guess, offer your services to help people and influence them, and they'll actually give you money to hear your advice. I don't know that anybody's going to pay me for my advice, but maybe.
But me, they
Well,
would,
it's
clearly.
really- I love Owwll. I love the app.
Yeah.
because
Yeah,
it's
it's great.
just
Yeah.
learning about it. So they're experts, amazing people in all walks of life, in all areas of expertise that you can talk to for like as low as $1 a minute.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So let's say you're on the drive from Delray to Orlando to Podfest conference, and you're like, I really need some advice on my, name the topic. Name the topic.
Electric work in my house.
Exactly.
Not good
so
at that.
you look up
Electrician.
some really amazing electricians on Owwll, and you call them and you give them $1, and they rewire your entire electricity for your whole house.
I love that.
$1.
I should probably charge people for my dating advice, don't you think?
Dating advice. So
Well,
is it
you
just
certainly
like
had a lot of
goldfish?
experience. He's actually
Is that a
engaged now. He
burn or
actually
a
no,
compliment?
it's a
Was that
compliment.
burn or a
He's
compliment?
he learned all the things he needed to learn and found a great girl. Yeah.
Beautiful. Congratulations to her.
Thank you very much. What's your expertise? Do you get paid for anything on the
I
app?
am a pleasure coach.
A what? A pleasure?
Pleasure
coach?
coach.
Oh, I love that. I
My
love that.
expertise is pleasure.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. How does
Love
that
it.
land?
It lands great.
I'm
must
scrolling
make a
it.
lot
I'm
of
gonna
money.
find, yeah.
I must
With that
Fantastic.
specialty.
with that
Yeah.
specialty. Exactly. Well, maybe you guys could have me on your show, and I could
Yeah,
tell
absolutely.
men
Think about that. Second
what
half of life.
women
Yes.
think about pleasure.
Yeah.
I
think
love
men
it.
do struggle with that. How do we find pleasure and joy in the second half of life?
Right.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
It's a date. We'll
And
do it.
pleasure, a lot of people right away when I say pleasure, they think sex
Right.
immediately. And of course, that
That's part of
pleasure
it.
Yes.
includes
Yes.
sex, but there's so many more things.
Oh my gosh, I
right?
love it. I think we
Yeah.
do have to have you on our show.
Yeah.
Okay.
This is a great
Well, there you
connection.
go.
Done and done.
Really glad. Thank you so much.
All right.
Beautiful.
Thanks, guys.
It's really lovely connecting with
Thank
you
you,
guys.
Gina. Absolutely.
Thank you.
too.
Thanks.
Awesome. Yeah, let's do that.
And are you in Boca?
I am in Miami. Yeah. We're in between. You're in Delray. Perfect. Awesome. No more talking. I am live. Okay, no talk. Hi. Okay, so I guess I'm waiting for my next guest, and in the meantime, download the Owwll app. I've had some amazing conversations with incredible people on the Owwll app. I've met some brilliant, beautiful humans like Jason
Yo,
and
DC.
and Darius.
I go by DC, but that's cool.
DC. All right, DC. Bring it. Hi. And hi. I can't see your name.
This is Jeff.
Jeff.
What's your name?
I'm Gina.
Nice to
Hi,
meet you,
Jeff.
Gina. Your name, my friend?
DC.
DC?
Yes, sir.
All right.
So, DC, I know you were talking before, and I think you got a little interrupted. So, we want to hear from you.
I am the host of What the Shit podcast.
Nice.
Witness it.
What the shit?
What the shit?
What
Yes,
the
sir.
shit?
What's up, people?
Yo, what the shit?
So I'm the host of What the Shit, producer, owner. Pretty much a variety show. We talk a lot of shit.
A lot of shit.
People are allowed to come on, be themselves. We do game shows, pop culture, community, society culture, and really just have fun. It's a chance for people.
How long have you been doing that, DC?
3 years.
Fun. And what made you get into that?
The pandemic.
Wow. So you just you're like, okay, it's pandemic. It's time to talk the shit.
Like one day he's like, what the shit? I'm going to start
Shit,
a podcast.
yeah.
So people don't realize how much you say what the shit in different inflections, and
Yeah.
it has so many different meanings.
Okay.
So you can be mad and say what the shit, you can be sad and say what the shit, and it's just different tones that you're saying in.
What
So
the
I was actually driving a truck one day, and somebody cut me off, and I was trying to think of a name for my podcast, and he cut me off, and I was like, what the shit? And there it was. So
the
3 years
podcast.
later, I'm still here doing it, still growing. Pretty much anywhere you can find me: Pandora, Spotify, iTunes, Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, Twitch. So I got a good following, so I'm just having fun. First time here at Podfest and really
Fun.
enjoying the vibes.
What the shit are you doing here?
I'm
Shit.
a lot of shit talking, really. I'm just really just.
I love talking shit.
everybody.
And how are you guys connected?
We're not. I just met
What the shit?
Each other.
This is how Podfest
That
happens.
shit happened.
Shit happens.
This is how Podfest
So
works.
who was your shittiest guest?
That guy right there, his name Raw Assassin. He was the worst guest I've ever had in my life.
He was the shittiest guest?
First guest ever.
Damn.
Okay.
He don't
Not true.
That's
Untrue.
shit.
Untrue. He says that it's completely incorrect.
might be. I don't
And he
know.
was the best guest you've ever had.
The best
That
is a
he's
stretch.
gonna duel you later. Yeah, he's
not
inviting you to a duel.
Let's not indulge it. He's not the
Uh-uh.
best. Yeah, he's in the middle. He was lukewarm.
Okay. And what about you, Jeff?
What about me?
What do you do?
about you?
What about me? You want to know about me?
Yeah, are
Nobody
you a
asked
chef?
about me.
So what do you do?
I am a mindset and performance specialist.
You're what? I'm sorry.
A
What?
mindset and performance
I think you said you're a
specialist.
Monsanto performance specialist.
Oh wait, which one?
Monsanto.
A Monsanto.
I was
Yes,
like, okay.
What is a
I make all kinds of drugs.
Okay,
okay? I mean, yeah,
Mindset.
everybody got to do something. So what is a mindset and whatever you said? do?
Performance.
'Cause-
Performance
Yeah,
Yeah,
specialist.
that.
What a mindset and performance specialist does is helps individuals and companies raise levels of performance in whatever areas you're looking to grow, whatever areas you're looking to become better at. So if you want to grow the business, we take a look at not only the physical side, like the stuff you actually have to do,
Uh-huh.
but there's a huge psychology side to it as well, where we have like a 60-point, what is called a 60-point perceptual filters assessment, which really breaks you down as a person from every and any area of your like psychology that would govern your decision making, your habits, your behavior, and everything in between. So it works not only for the leaders of the company, but also the team members and the employees as you're raising them up to get them to peak performance.
DC, would you have this gentleman on your podcast?
I would, but I don't want nobody in my head that's psychologically wise. So I'm.
No, you just
The more
just
you think
wanna-
about it, the closer you come to making the decision. Try not to think about it
It's
too
a
much.
scary place, brother. I'm telling you. It's a scary place. You might not survive. I
A
mean,
little shop of horse.
yeah.
Oh,
I
sounds like
don't-
fun.
I don't even like
might
talking.
not survive, Jeff.
It's all right. I got chainsaws and masks like out the rest of them.
So how does one like get into that field to be like a head shrink type performance person? Because that's when I hear psychologists, I think head shrinking. Like, how do you feel? You sit on the couch. People like, tell me about your feelings. What's going on?
I
Right?
think he's more like a
Right.
boot camp
So is
psychologist.
Oh, so okay. I mean, that part is cool.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, part of it is cool because you got somebody just
Like a boot camp for your brain.
Boot camp for your brain, baby. Straight up.
word.
Straight up.
Yep. And then,
Oh, okay.
yeah.
Okay.
Oh, so get the fuck up and tell me what's going on.
Sit
Okay.
back, relax.
So
We
Jeff,
can do that too. We can do that too, right?
I mean, everybody needs to take care of their mental, so it's a
We got all
good thing.
that.
I'm
Excellent.
not against it, but how does one get into that field?
All right. So how I got into it, it's a long, strange story. Like I built and sold businesses my entire life.
Oh, a headhunter.
Well, I had a surfing company, I had a
Oh,
cosmetics company.
headhunters
I
don't
had a
like to be called headhunters. I'm sorry.
I just chop heads.
yeah, this
You
is
know.
getting real. Okay. Okay.
You know.
More, Jeff.
Well, when I was in Papua New Guinea, and yeah.
Where?
Oh, this story just took a whole left-hand
A whole
turn,
left turn.
right?
You went from
So
You
you
went from-
basically
one minute.
didn't tell us anything about how you got into doing what you
So building and growing companies with an interest in really building and growing companies, because at the end of the day, your people that are going to get you to the next level. And
right.
if you want to hit that next level and sustain that next level, you have to take care of your people too. You have to learn the psychologies, the techniques, and the methods in order to not only attract top talent, but
Yeah.
to retain top talent. Because the number one expense to a company is when top talent leaves and goes to a competitor or another company,
Right.
or if you hire poorly and you have to fire someone, now you have to pay unemployment. Now you're opening yourself up to litigation lawsuits because they might file a claim on something. So what I go in and do is I work with a lot of the corporations, the leaders, to run their businesses more efficiently and better,
Cool.
while also retaining their top talent and mitigating the risk of issues that can happen by letting go non-performing.
That's very, very cool, Jeff. But it's not nearly as cool as what the shit.
Well, he's talking shit, so it's like I like
You
that.
know.
Hey,
just,
and,
you know, that's the real shit.
So you can
That's
pretty
the
much
real shit.
find What the Shit on Pandora, iTunes, iHeart, Spotify, anywhere that you can get streaming media, YouTube, Facebook, X, whatever they want to be called, Twitter, that juke joint. I'm pretty much everywhere. Okay, good. But follow me.
All right. There's more. There's more. Okay, Jeff. In the meantime, are you still with us, or are they kicking you out? I don't know.
No, I'm still with us. You don't get rid of me that
So,
easy.
what about like body and physical, like your energy and
Yeah.
energetics? You know, besides mindset work, because I think that you can do mindset work all day long, but if you're not really running it through,
It's all connected physiologically. So your neurology has to connect to your physiology. So when people are trying to change, one of the number one problems they encounter is they try it all mentally, and
right,
it doesn't work.
right,
If you want a sustainable change where you're really going to be moving on a new trajectory, whatever you're thinking upstairs has to be integrated into your mindset. And your mindset's not up here. Your mindset's in every piece of cell in your body. So there has to be that integration part. And that's next level stuff that I go over with my clients. So you have to be it to become it.
Give us a practice that someone can do right now that is going to immediately upgrade their mindset.
They could sit down right now if they're scared of doing a podcast or talking on right here. This is experience, because this is the thing. This is where your neurology is interacting with your mind, because once you get through this, the reason you get scared, the reason you step back, the reason you don't do the thing it is that you want to do and you know you should do is based on a 2 million year old program that we all have called survival.
2 million, okay.
Yeah. So it's old programming.
Okay.
It's old software. So what we have to do is override that software with new software, the upgrade.
Got it.
So when we experience something and go through the experience and realize it didn't kill us,
Yeah.
realizing it might have actually benefited us, all of a sudden the old program starts to disappear while the new program starts to show up and take precedent. Now, that doesn't mean that we're still not going to feel a certain feeling before we step into a scenario and a situation, but we have trained ourselves how to handle it. We've trained ourselves. It's not going to kill us. We'll be okay.
Right. So your perception has changed. So from what I understand, now Jeff is going to be an expert on the Owwll app. So you could pick his brain.
I've been on that app for like 2 years.
Oh, he is not now going to be an expert. He is an expert.
All right, we got to interview our man over here. He's just waiting, raw.
I know. He was in the middle of a sentence. I couldn't just, he was like really rolling.
I thought I was just
Raw,
shut up.
Raw.
Listen.
So Raw was the guy that DC said was his worst guest, and I said that he's his best guest. And now we're going to find out.
I'm the greatest guest on any show that I go on.
Greatest guest.
Greatest guest on
The
earth.
greatest show in the world, but the greatest guest in the world.
I'm a show by myself. Like
Okay. Show us.
Show it.
Show us. Don't tell us. Show us.
Oh, Raw. Introducing Raw. All right.
Introduce Raw.
Okay, I'll introduce myself. I'm Raw Sass, the host of the
Raw.
All on the Table podcast. I'm just everywhere and nowhere at the same time. I do what I do.
It's
I like to
entertaining.
laugh, joke, and have fun. That's what my podcast is.
Beautiful. So all on the table.
Yeah,
Nice.
And
No
are
topic
you
is too
an
big or too
expert? Are
small.
you an expert on the Owwll app?
I am. I just signed up
What's
for
your
the app.
expertise? What can we ask you about?
Podcasting. You can ask me
Oh,
how
yeah.
to have a personality on a podcast, which somebody.
What if
which
someone
most
don't
people
got a
miss.
personality? How are they going to
Every-
get one?
Everybody has a personality. If you got to go
Yeah.
buy a personality, take it back to the store. It's not
Okay.
yours.
Okay.
Everybody has their own personality, and that's what shines in your podcast. That's what people want to see. People don't want to tap into All on the Table to see DC's personality. They want to see Raw's personality. They
Oh,
want to see
so
the
is it
raw,
just you?
unfiltered person.
On the
I
podcast?
host it, but I normally do panels. So I have 3 or 4 people, and I want to hear their opinions, but also giving my opinion without overshadowing their opinion.
Gotcha. And what are some of the topics that you discuss?
Everything from life, money, giraffe pussy, a little bit of everything. Like if I thought
Giraffe
about it, we talk
Pussy
about
or drag pussy?
giraffe.
Giraffe.
Did you know that if the male giraffes.
I don't know
have-
anything
wait.
about giraffe
All
pussy.
right,
so I got
please, anything you're
We're
going to
talking
tell
about
me is gonna
giraffe
be
genitalia right now. Oh, this is
education.
great.
So
Yeah.
male giraffes they headbutt female giraffes to see if they're ready to mate, to make
Okay,
sure they're fertile, and they
okay.
also taste their piss to see if they're actually fertile at the time.
Okay.
Interesting.
Well,
You
that's,
never
that's
would've
a good
known that.
strategy. You don't
So I
want
was thinking
to
like that's
waste
pretty
your.
slick.
You don't want to
gi-
waste your seed.
Giraffes
if
are
you're
showing us
giraffe.
game.
So now the question to you is, would you want to be a giraffe and get headbutted to find
I
out if
thought you
you're
were
ready?
going to be a guest on your podcast.
Oh, you could anybody could be a guest on my podcast.
Well, I don't know if anybody could be a guest on my podcast. There's a high,
No, the
makes you
reason
desire to do it more.
the reason I say that is this: we all have our own personality.
Yeah,
We
yeah.
all have our opinion. So
Yeah.
the reason I say anybody can be a guest on my podcast, I don't want nobody to ever feel like their opinion don't matter. A lot
Right.
of people believe that now that all the celebrities and the athletes and everybody else in podcasts, it's like, oh, we gotta listen to how they feel about it.
Right.
But they're rich. If you're not rich and you trying to live by how they live,
Yeah.
you kill yourself
Okay.
or your pockets for sure.
Would you have Jeff as a guest on your podcast?
I don't know. He kind of scares me a little bit.
He's a little scary, huh?
Yeah.
He's a little
Scare people.
intimidating,
Yeah.
a little bit.
Therapy scares a lot of
That's-
people, especially
I
in the
think
black
that's
community.
kind of his vibe. Like I think he's gonna scare you into having a better mindset for fucking ever, whether you like it or not, and that's it.
Is that the goal, to scare
That
people
it?
into a better mindset?
Whatever it takes, baby. Whatever it takes.
By any means necessary.
Cry, die.
Necessary.
Cry, buy, or die.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know if I was working with Jeff, I think my mindset would be like really, really amazing because I would be very intimidated.
I think sometimes when people look at like psychology and digging into the brain, I think they overthink it so much.
Right.
That's what they get scared of.
Yeah.
It's true.
Yeah.
And a lot of times they don't think they are. They are super intimidating because they don't say nothing. They just sit on the couch. Now you talk.
Yeah.
It's like,
What do
okay.
how do you feel about
Yeah,
it?
it's like, well, what the fuck
You
am I
just
supposed
stare
to
at them.
say? I don't know. Like, ask a question or something. And just like, no, just start talking.
So I just had an idea that instead of going to a therapist, you can just record someone saying, "How do you feel about that?" And then you can talk, and then press a button that says, "Well, how do you feel about that?" Does that
How
make
do you
you
how do you feel about being interviewed today? How do you feel about this?
How do you?
How are you
about my
feeling right
idea?
now? Tell
The fact
us.
that y'all double teaming me is
Where is this feeling coming from? Is it here? Is it here?
everywhere.
Where
Here?
does it live in your body?
This guy is crazy.
I'm noticing a physiological feeling change.
No, I'm good. I thrive better under pressure. So this actually works.
Ah.
I love it.
Where's that pressure building up right now? And when you close your eyes and channel it and allow it to flow.
Well, it depends on which one of y'all I'm looking at. Depends on where it's flowing at. All right, I gotta look at you when I close my eyes. Too. I can't look at this.
Do you want me to rub your shoulders?
Hell to the no.
He's gonna talk, and you're gonna look at me and close your eyes.
Okay.
Sitting there, right there in front of you.
Yes.
It's the image. I want you to move it in and out, closer, and then pull it out far away.
Wow.
Put it back in.
Wow.
And as you go deeper with that image, describe to everyone listening what you're feeling and where that feeling is growing.
I feel like I hope my wife is not watching right now
I feel like
because he
I
definitely
hope my
trying to get me
husband
in
is not
trouble.
watching right now.
And as that feeling
He's
grows
definitely trying to get
more and more, let us know when the feeling explodes.
Okay.
He's trying to get.
I don't know what you guys
Trying to get
kept talking
trouble
about
at this
here,
point.
but I'm a
Oh. He's a troublemaker.
I have
Don't
no
you
idea.
Come on your show.
And
Don't have him
that's
on
why
your
everybody's
show.
scared of psychology right there.
When you close your eyes tonight, do not
Okay,
think
we're
about
taking a
this.
break.
Oh wow. So are we done, or can I let everybody know where to find me?
Yes, please, Raw. Let us know.
I'm
where to
Raw
find-
Stash. You can search me at All on the Table Podcast, ALLONDATABLE on everywhere, all streaming platforms, all social sites. I made it easy for y'all to find me. So go find me, people.
Definitely gonna
We here,
look
baby.
at All on the Table podcast.
Podfest, let's go.
Bye.
Woo!
Appreciate y'all. You are hilarious.
Okay. Okay. Hey, do you have a card on you?
I don't. I need to have fun. But I'll definitely bring you the show for sure.
I go old school with the cards.
Yeah. I need to start doing
Hi, gentlemen. Let's go. We're switching. I think you're leaving. I think you're
Yes.
leaving.
Oh, I'm out. Oh,
You're out. It's over. We're up next. Let's get it. All right. On this water. We're live now. We are I'll let you say it. Hello. No worries at all. Lower. All right, welcome everyone. Can you hear? You got your mic?
Yes.
Take it out. It might be easier.
Introduce yourself.
Let's make ourselves comfortable here. So let's go ahead and introduce ourselves, right? And what's your name?
So I'm Bill Mitchell. I'm the host of the When Dating Hurts podcast, which is about dating and domestic violence.
Awesome. Thank you for being here, Bill.
Thank you. Thanks for getting with me. Hi.
Pleasure,
Rebecca.
pleasure. So Bill and I were talking a little bit earlier, and he's got a fascinating story, a very unique story that the world really needs to hear about.
I can't wait to hear it because he just handed me over his pamphlet here, and I'm excited to dive in. Can you introduce yourself first before we get into that?
My name is Rebecca L. Norrington. I'm the world's global happiness specialist. Thank you for asking. And
Absolutely.
Inner peace practitioner. Thank you for asking.
Very good. I'm Alexandra Barr. I'm here as your host for Owwll, so I'm so excited to be able to learn a little bit more about you too. We'll go ahead and start with you, Bill. Kind of share your story because the world needs to hear it, right?
Well, my story doesn't start out as a very happy story because it has to do with the fact that in June of 2005, my daughter had just graduated college, had a job lined up at General Mills, and then unfortunately had been dating a guy for about 5 months. And when she was in the midst of trying to break up with him, he killed her in her apartment. So that kind of got our lives redirected. And over the course of time, of course, it seems like so long ago for anybody listening to this.
Can you tell us when did this happen? How long ago is this?
Well, it was June of 2005, and we're almost 20 years ago, which from my standpoint is like 20,000 yesterdays. It never goes away. But since that time, I've written a book about it, which is called When Dating Hurts. And I also have a podcast. It's just hit its 3rd anniversary. And nowadays we interview quite a few survivors of domestic violence, and their stories are very compelling, and there's a lot to be learned.
Well, I commend you for sharing your story, number one, because it's hurtful, right? So it's something you never will get over, right?
Well, that's yeah.
So I always say we turn our pain into our power. So the power is that you are on a mission to educate, right, and give back and say, listen, I don't want this to happen to anybody else. And I commend you for that. Not only are you having speaking engagements, but you're actually advocating, like out there writing a book, educating people on that. Incredible.
Yeah, well, I feel like I was kind of, not my daughter, but that I was picked to do this. What happened to my daughter is just a despicable tragedy and redirected all the lives of everybody in my family, of course. But I had a career in the advertising business. I was a creative guy, so I wrote and I art directed. And I probably was the right person to carry this story because it gets people's attention, but also to fill in why does something like this happen? What happens? How do you detect it? What to do if you know the warning signs, which I am always out preaching. If you know what those are and you see that happening to someone you care about, someone who's in your family, could be your sister, could be your daughter, it could be your son, by the way. Domestic violence goes all ways. But anyway, it could be someone you work with. And when you pick up on some of the warning signs, which I'm always out preaching, then maybe you step in and say, look, I need to talk with you about this, and you need to seek help at a domestic violence agency or call a national hotline. So
So tell us about your book. Again, what is the title of it? And then kind of explain, like, why would I go and pick it up besides the fact of
Sure.
course, learning more of awareness?
well, the name of the book and the name of my podcast is When Dating Hurts, and the book is on Amazon strictly. And so I wrote it to tell the story because I felt like I wanted to really grab people's attention, and that this story would do that, because like some people would call it Greek tragedy. You know, it's a young woman who had a great life, who did her college years, who won the job everybody wanted with General Mills coming out of St. Joseph's University, and didn't get the start. I mean, she was killed in June. She would have started in July, but she met the wrong guy. And a lot of people who are abusive, people who are predators, people who are out there grooming people, manipulating them into relationships, and they put up a big false front, but they're quite polished at it. You know, it takes years to get good at being bad. And my daughter fell for it. And a lot of her friends didn't fall for it very much, but none of them thought, well, wow, we ought to like get these two to get away from each other safely, because she could get killed one day. No one's thinking anybody's going to get killed. And she got killed.
Let me ask this, because we talked in depth earlier,
Yes.
and your story is fascinating to me, not because of what happened to your daughter, but because of what you're doing, what happened to your daughter. I mean, you shared with me how you felt it's your mission now.
I do. Yeah, I mean, I think it was no coincidence. I think it was no coincidence that I was the one selected to carry the story. I don't create the story. I'm not the receiver of the story. I'm the conduit. You know, and I was the right guy because I worked in advertising. I learned how to communicate with people. You know, I can have thoughts put into words that keep people's attention, or I can ask people who trust me because of my life situation, trust me to come on the podcast, who are survivors, who are telling about the worst things that have ever happened in their lives. And they know that they can trust me to carry it forward.
I just have one more. I know we have one minute left.
Yes.
But you showed me someone wrote to you email. You get countless emails that your story has touched. You forwarded it to me. This is something. It's the tragedy, but what good is coming from the tragedy? That's your work. And introduce yourself again, and where can people find you? And thank you for being here.
Well, so my website is whendatinghurts.com. Book is When Dating Hurts. The podcast is When Dating Hurts. And if you go to the website, you'll be able to get in touch with me if you want to. And I'm just very happy that you guys have asked me to come and speak today.
Story.
Yeah,
Thank
we
you for
really
sharing your story. The world needs to hear it.
Yes.
You're going to save a lot of lives.
Appreciate it. Thank you very much.
Who's leaving?
So we're going to transition here. She's coming on.
I'm leaving.
So nice to meet you.
You're a quick learner. You're quite good. Thank you so much.
You're welcome. You're welcome. You're welcome.
Nice to meet you, Rebecca.
Pleasure to meet you too. Pleasure to meet you.
So we have our next guest coming up here.
Our next guest. Hello. Welcome to the Owls live streaming. Woo. Welcome to the Owl community. What's your first name?
My name is Michelle. Oh, in here. My name is Michelle.
Hi, Michelle. We're so
Hi,
happy to
thank
have
you
you
for
here.
having me.
Yes, so I'm Alexandra Labar.
And my name is Rebecca Norrington. And what are you passionate about?
Yes.
I am passionate about sex and all the things part of
Oh, hold on a second. Hold on a second.
Can you repeat that again?
I am passionate about sex.
She's passionate about sex. She's passionate. Say it.
She's passionate about sex.
She's passionate about sex.
I want to hear more about this.
Sex. About sex. Passionate about sex.
Baby.
Let's hear more.
This is
Please
awesome.
hold on a second. I'm
Hold
all
up,
ears.
Wait a minute. Yeah, we need to learn. Uh-oh, look at that. Let's talk about sex, baby. Let's talk about you
and me. Let's talk about me.
I
Beep.
That's right. All the good things and the bad things. So come on.
It's her show. Let's go. We're all ears. Talk to us, baby.
Spill the tea.
So I just launched my podcast on Monday, and
What was that topic again?
We were
She's
singing.
passionate about
there, and I was
sex.
like,
She's
huh?
We asked
passionate
her what
about.
she was, pal, and she said, "I'm passionate about sex." So we're like, "Let's talk about sex, baby.
Baby, let's talk about you and me. Let's talk about
Yeah, get in here. Get in here, yo.
me.
Let's go. We can't wait to hear about it.
Okay.
Let's listen.
Exciting times. Go.
Let's listen.
Go.
Jason's like, "What is that?"
Yeah, here we go.
Let
Here
her
we go.
talk.
Take that whip
Go,
out.
girl. Go.
Oh my God.
Uh-oh.
there's-
Don't tell. Oh,
there's
she's
some
got props.
toys in this bag. There's
Uh-oh.
some toys in
She-
this bag.
I love it. Oh my God.
Yeah,
If she has
wait.
props,
The audience needs to see what are all these toys.
if she has
Demonstration time.
props, Jason, I need time off. She's got props. Oh, Lord, have mercy. I'm so glad I'm on this. I'm so glad. What's up, Haley? I am,
That's what
kind
it's
of.
all about.
I'm a little nervous, though. I'm a little nervous. No, I'm not.
Exactly. That's
Shit.
so. That's why.
All right. So what do I have? What? Oh, okay.
Well, I don't have anything.
Okay.
Where's mine?
I need you. We need some information here, please. Can you
Okay,
please
so
explain to us what we have?
all this. Here, you can have.
Oh, I have one of these. No,
Ooh.
I got one of these too.
So my podcast is all about opening up a space. Opening up a.
Take it off.
Okay. So my podcast is about opening up a space for people to talk about the things that make them feel uncomfortable and getting them comfortable talking about it. Sometimes you just need somebody to get it going, and then people get comfortable and then they have fun with it. So I feel that we're so sheltered and scared to talk about these things, and it's so important. And I'm not an expert. I'm just a mom, a wife, a business owner, and I just want to have fun with people and help people get comfortable talking about the things that make them comfortable.
Oh, there's a backstory. I'm sorry to cut you off. There's got to be a backstory, right? Where did you get this?
Well, there's no backstory. Just sometimes you just feel like you want to do something that's really totally out there that nobody would expect you to do. And you want to prove that you can have fun and get people having fun, because life is so crazy after COVID. And it's just like people aren't happy and miserable and the marriages are failing. So why not just have fun and find things that make us enjoy every day, because tomorrow's not promised. So let's have fun today. And we as women, if we're happier with ourselves, all the people around us are happier. So we are what everybody is around us. My husband always says, we are the neck, and he says to me, I'm the neck and he's the head, and wherever I turn, he goes. So if I'm happy, my kids are happier, my husband's happier, everybody around you is happier. So let's make today the best it can be.
Let me say this. So one of the reasons why people are so uncomfortable talking about things is because of the programming. I'm a happiness specialist, global happiness specialist. So the programming, the shame or the embarrassment or whatever that is, it is getting to the program and eliminating it or unlearning what you learned. And I'm really fascinated. And I have to say that I was raised in a house where, I couldn't even say the word fart.
Right.
No, I couldn't.
Wow.
I had to, and I couldn't say take a. I had
Were
to.
your parents conservative? Was it just?
No, they were just old-fashioned fuddy-duddies,
Old-fashioned.
old-fashioned fuddy-dubbies.
So, but why are we afraid to say those words? Why is it such a taboo topic?
Because it's a program. So people are programmed at birth, and it's the programming that is causing all of it.
I call it the paradigm, right? That's the paradigm that we have been in our heads growing up. Our mothers, our family program us to think certain things, so we go
Right.
through adulthood
Right.
thinking that that's the way life is. So we have to undo. That's what you're doing. That's what
Exactly.
you're doing. Undo that limited belief of like what we can and cannot do,
Yeah.
and what we can say.
Yeah.
Like you talking about sex. Yes, I was even shocked, but it should just be a normal conversation.
Exactly.
Listen, we're all here because of what?
Yeah.
Sex, right?
Exactly. And like when it comes to kids, like I have 2 middle schoolers. I want them to learn things in a positive way, because if they're growing up sheltered like a lot of us grew up, you want them to make smart choices, but being educated. And that's really important. Yeah. And
So-
I'm walking around with a bunch of fun toys because I'm trying to get attention and I want people to loosen up and get comfortable. And this has definitely been a
I own a marketing firm,
everybody's
so I get it.
talking.
I love
Yeah.
that. The marketing is on point.
Thank
my
you
friend.
so
On
much.
point.
Thank
I
you.
have to say, when my son was probably about 12 or 13, no, he was in junior high, and I went to Costco and I bought one. Costco, you can't get anything small, it's bulk. So I bought him a bulk can of condoms. I said, practice, and I think it was 12 or 13, only because it's his responsibility. I said, you're responsible for your erection.
Absolutely.
Did I just say erection?
Oh my God! Could you say that again?
Say it
And quite
again.
frankly, if I'm a woman, I'm not responsible for a man's erection.
Yep. Yep. And
Thank
we
you.
have to be responsible for knowing what each one of us enjoys and sharing that with our partners. That's the most important thing, is the communication.
And see, you brought up this is the most powerful point, being comfortable to share.
Exactly.
Why is that not a comfortable thing to share?
Exactly. Yeah.
Why?
I love it. And this, what is this? The whip?
See?
Why?
Is this the whip? What is
It's a whip, yes.
It's the whip.
Yeah. There's
Yeah.
all different kinds, different sizes.
So I know you're
different-
doing this for marketing, but
Yeah.
can I ask you, do you enjoy toys? I mean, this is
I'm
part of
learning about them.
Okay,
Yeah.
so I'm just curious.
Yeah.
Good.
Yeah.
I feel like there's nothing wrong with that.
Yeah.
I'm
I
gonna
want my listeners to learn with me. And that's the whole
So
point.
tell us the name of your podcast. Again.
Okay, so the name of my podcast is The Forbidden Fruit.
Ooh, girl.
Say it again.
Yeah.
The Forbidden Fruit.
One more time.
The Forbidden Fruit.
We love that. We love that. We love that. We love that. Oh wow. Okay. So do you have guest speakers that come on to your podcast? What's the structure?
I don't really have a structure. I'm just going with the flow. I did a couple episodes by myself. I just started, and I have a couple episodes coming out with guest speakers. But I think having guest speakers will be a lot of fun because other people can share stories, and then it's more fun with other people.
Yeah, you bring single people, married,
Exactly.
people that have been in marriage for a long time. Like I'm getting ready to celebrate 18 years married Sunday. And,
Congratulations.
Thank you. And things change and shift. So it's so important to have those conversations. Like very transparent right now. I had, I went to get blood work to make sure all my hormones are in check. This was a week ago, just got my results back. There's some things off, but we suffer silently. We don't realize why are women's sex drive go lower older? Some do with your hormone.
Well, everybody does, and some do. And so that's why I usually say I, not we.
Me.
Yeah. But I wanted to ask you, so when was the first time you knew you wanted to get this out? You wanted to share this particular topic? Because this is hot, honey.
Okay,
Good
so
question.
it started 7 years ago. When I turned 35, I said, I want to do something fun. In my daily world, I'm in the construction business.
30
And
seconds.
I wanted to just do something totally different and totally fun. And I decided, what can I do that will get people's blood flowing and make them learn to feel comfortable about themselves? And it took me 7 years, but I did it.
You know what?
Courage.
Standing
Yes,
ovation
thank
for
you.
you. I really
Courageous,
appreciate
yeah.
it. Tell everybody your name and where they can find you again.
My name is Michelle Chamo, and you can find me. My podcast is The Forbidden Fruit, and you can find me all over social media.
Yes. What's your social media name? Because I want to follow you.
Forbidden Fruit.
I love it. Stay consistent with the name.
Yes.
Oh my God, you're
Thank
amazing.
you.
I love it.
Thank you. Okay.
What is
Thank
it?
you. That's so funny. Okay.
My little whip.
You got this?
Thank you, guys.
I'll keep this
That was
one.
fun.
But I like another color. Yeah.
I'm so
Yeah.
nervous. That's the first
No, you
time.
weren't. What? No. Okay, we're still live. We're still- Okay. You're staying. Okay. We are live.
Under there.
What?
So thank you you for Rebecca, thank you for flowing. Yes, I feel like we're just kind of like, yeah.
Okay.
Everybody's listening to us.
Okay.
Let's go.
Okay. Okay. Next.
Who do we have next here? Oh my goodness.
Hi.
I love your shirt, first of all. It's all about gratitude and being
Great.
grateful.
Great.
Loving. Tell us who you are.
Hi.
What you do.
Perfect. So I am Vismaya Rubin. I am a mental health advocate, founder of Living in Gratitude Today, and #1 a gratitude gangster. What?
I love that so much. So tell us a little bit more.
So I teach people how to go from their oys to their joys. When we shift our focus, we can consciously create our future and the world that we want.
Well, I have to say,
You are
I
at this
am
point.
a global happiness specialist. So I teach people how to achieve more happiness, and it's not about happy. It's an internal foundation of contentment. So we're on the same page with the same kind of hair, except for mine's a little bit.
That good energy.
Yeah, yeah.
That good energy.
So what are you passionate about? The three top things. Passion.
Passion?
Yes.
My passion is for travel, my family, and really teaching people how to love their life exactly the way it is right now.
Yes.
And now I'm getting chills because that's exactly what I do. It's not about getting better. It's about being satisfied in the moment. Because if you're dissatisfied in this moment, you're going to be dissatisfied in your future moments too.
I just did a presentation this morning and I spoke to a group of people in Miami. Believe it or not, I went from Miami to Orlando. And that's what I said. You have to show up as you, be present in who you are. Don't try to be someone you're not. It's so much harder to fake it, right? Be you, be living in the moment, and the small wins, celebrate those small wins, because if you can't celebrate the small wins, how are you going to get to the big win?
Without a doubt. So
But how about this? Who says it's a big win or a small win?
Exactly.
It's just
we judge, we're
yeah.
judging. We judge.
That's why it's no big, no small, no happy, no good, no bad. Life is
Yes.
an experience without judgments.
Right.
Absolutely.
So I started, part of this movement started because I taught in Miami for 20 years. I taught high school to inner city Miami kids, and I had my high school students keeping gratitude charts. And when they first met me, they thought I had lost my mind. Like, who is this lady? What is she talking about? Gratitude. I have nothing to be grateful for. And what started to happen is they would start to, each month I said, the only requirement is you come up with 20 things that you're grateful for. That's it. They were like, you don't know my life. We have nothing to be grateful for. Are you crazy? I said, make them up. I don't care. But I want a list of 20 things. And then what ended up happening is they started to shift and they would come up really excited. Look, I got my gratitude chart. I'm so excited. I'm like, and then slowly but surely by the end of the year, what ended up happening was their paradigm of their life shifted. Nothing else in their life changed. Their paradigm, the way they viewed their life, made a difference. And they started to see how valuable they were. They started to recognize, when I'm not in a good space, all I have to do is do something nice for somebody else. Or, my brother and I are really getting along a lot better, and it's incredible. So practicing gratitude, and notice I said practicing gratitude, not an attitude of gratitude, because it really is a practice, and that is the most important message I can convey.
I love that. I am huge into that. So I wake up every morning. I wake up early before anybody else wakes up in the house because I need my moment. And I write down, I only write down 10, not 20, but 10 things that I'm grateful for. Then I sit there and then write anything that is bothering me. And maybe people, energy, whatever, those 3 things, and I send them love. 3. And then I sit still for 5 minutes and I ask God in the universe to guide my day, to touch hearts, to tell whoever I'm supposed to meet that day, allow me.
Can't hear you.
Can't hear
you.
you.
Talking
Yeah.
to the mic. Can't hear you.
You can't hear me? Right here.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that is something I do daily, and I'm like disciplined on it. And consistency, like you said, it's a practice.
I got a question for you. When
Sure.
you write down the things that you're grateful for, are you writing down your gratitude wins for the day before, or are you repeating a rote gratitude list? Like, I'm grateful I'm alive. I'm grateful I have a home. I'm grateful I have my children.
I'm writing things that I feel that I'm grateful at that moment, because I feel like in the morning, every day is different. And I feel like what happened to me the day before will impact how I feel that morning. So I write things and then I manifest, right? So I write things that it already occurred. So I go, I'm grateful. I start writing things like I'm grateful for getting this thing and I'm celebrating it. So I know that It's my reality, right? I'm in charge of
Absolutely.
that. Nobody else. So am I doing good? Tell me.
So I love a couple of things you said, because I think we hear this idea of, oh, we're practicing gratitude if we repeat this rote gratitude list. So most people, I'm grateful I'm alive. I'm grateful I have a roof over my head. I'm grateful I have food. And that's wonderful. The difference is that when you write down things that are unique to the day, like specific things that happened today. Wow, I had an opportunity to be here having conversations with you. When I write down things that are unique to the day, what I'm telling my mind is, hey, start looking for those things that are important to you today. Start looking for those gratitude wins. Start looking for those things that made you feel good today.
Love that.
Because the more we focus on the things that happened today, we're changing the neural pathways in our brain so that we find more of those things.
And you show up as that person, right? So when I write that I already received the things that I'm manifesting, I end up showing up that day as I already got it. It's mindset, and it just kind of spills into my day, and I just feel good.
Absolutely. I started a program called the Gratitude Experiment, and it's exactly about that. Like having these conversations each day, like how do I want my life to be, and then living into it. Because if I wake up every day, and it's not easy to wake up, I don't wake up and go, oh my God, I'm so happy to be alive. I'm like, all right, I've got to work at that because it's a practice.
Mindset, right? It's mindset.
Absolutely.
That's what controls the outcome. It's a process, a mindset. We choose. I believe we choose.
I
feel
agree
like
100%.
No, we don't. No.
No? Uh-oh, we got it when somebody
If we're not-
disagreeing.
if-
Okay.
if-
Tell us
if-
why.
Because we're programmed. So if you're programmed, do you have a choice?
Well, it's our
Meaning-
responsibility, though, to rewire. So it's our paradigm, right? That you mentioned. We have to.
Tell me a little bit more about We're Programmed. What do you mean by that?
Okay, that means, question, do you worry?
Do we worry?
Yes.
Do I
do you-
worry?
Absolutely.
Okay,
I do.
so did you hear what she just said? She said, absolutely.
Yeah, I do
So-
worry.
So we didn't pop out of the womb knowing how to worry.
Yeah.
Worrying
We
is
learned
a program.
it.
We learned it. So
learned it.
program, paradigm,
Yeah.
brainwash, condition, whatever word you want to use. So if you learned it, you can unlearn it. There's only two reasons why people worry. One is program. Second one is lack of trust.
Yeah.
So you can't trust
Faith.
and worry at the same time.
I 100% agree with you. And I do believe that we can shift that. And there are times that I wake up and I start to think about things that are,
That's what I was gonna add.
like, I'll give you an example. I quit my job as a teacher and I went to this event. There are 100,000 people at this event. And I brought 1 million gratitude t-shirts. Problem was, I didn't know my audience. This was not the audience for my shirts. Maybe I sold 30 and I was freaking out because I was like, I'm at a place with 100,000
one.
people. I have them here.
Good.
So I was at a place with 100,000 people and I call my coach up and I'm like, what happened? And she's like, well, is your rent due tomorrow? I said, no. She goes, let it go. So I have tools that I can now let go. So I'm like, all right, does this matter right now? Is this going to make a difference for me right now? And am I going to continue to perpetuate that energy?
Right.
So I agree. We have programs, but we also have the ability to break those programs. And again, it's about a practice.
Right. So when you ask me, do I worry? I'm going to be completely honest that I do. However, does that worry define me and my day? Absolutely not, because I have made a choice to take that feeling of worry that I've been programmed with and say, you don't belong in my day. This is false information. I'm not going to worry about that. Number one, I can't control it, and I have faith. So I feel like
that's my favorite word right now.
Faith.
That's my new favorite word. Emunah.
Look at this.
Faith.
In Hebrew, it means faith. In Hebrew is emunah. And
I love that. Every year I choose a word. So this year, my word is fearless. Fearless, right? Fearless of anything that hits me. Yours is.
so that's not my word for the year, but that was my word probably 2 years ago. But I have a whole new understanding of faith. Like faith is this belief, and this not a belief. Let me rephrase that. It's a knowing that what we choose to happen will happen, or better, whatever's best for our highest good. And having the absolute knowing that my higher power will lead me there if I allow it and let go of that worry.
Well, let me say this. You can't do anything to block. You can't sabotage. God is going to, God wants to give you something. You're going to get it.
Yours is yours.
But my hands have to be open.
No, they don't.
You don't think so?
You're gonna get whatever is going to be. Well,
I agree with
I
that
believe
too.
that you're going to get whatever is planned for you anyway.
Because you're going to
Hands
attract
open,
it,
hands
right?
closed.
You're going to attract
But
it.
if your energy is in a space of I'm worried and life stinks and nothing is great and nothing is going to happen, I still believe you can push it. It may come to you, but you may not see it. Your eyes may not be
I agree.
open. Your
Right,
hands
yeah.
may not be open. It will come, but
Yeah.
if we don't recognize, hey, that's a sign from our
You
higher
can't receive
power.
it. Yeah.
We can't receive if our
That's
fists
true.
are closed. So
Okay, new guest.
All right. Well, we love this.
Remind everybody your name and where they can
wanna
find
follow
you,
you.
please.
So my name is Vismaya Rubin. V as in Victor, I as in ice cream, S as in Sam, M as in Mary, A as in apple, Y as in yellow, A as in apple. And my last name is Rubin. R as in red, U as in umbrella, B as in boy, I as in ice cream, N as in Nancy. And you can find me anywhere on social media and also look up livingingratitudetoday.com.
Awesome. And that's your social media page, Living
That
in
is
Gratitude?
that's my website, but I'm all over social media.
But what's your name on social media?
Either Vismaya Rubin, Vismaya_Rubin.
Okay, perfect. Your
or
name.
Living in Gratitude Today.
Awesome. Awesome. Well, we're going to
Thank
go
you so
find you.
much.
You're amazing. I love this conversation.
Oh, it was amazing.
Oh, I love it. Well, congratulations and all the best to you.
Thank you very much.
And let me tell you that what you did with those kids changed their
Yes,
lives.
I agree with you.
Yeah,
Awesome.
yeah. So are you.
Oh, you're sweet. Thank
I'm
you.
going to talk to you about that manifestation stuff.
I want to connect.
Okay, new guest.
All right, we got a
All
new
right.
guest.
What's
We're
your
excited.
What's up?
what's your first
up?
name?
Neil, right?
Neil.
All right. Kind of introduce yourself.
First
Hi,
name.
I'm
and-
Neil DiPentino with Titan Media Works. Titan Media Works.
Sit a little bit closer. Sit
Are
a
we
little
recording
bit.
now?
Yes.
Yeah, we're
Sit a
actually
little bit
live, so
closer.
I'm going to try to help
Oh.
you there. We're actually live, so I'm going to try to help you there and kind of just go into the mic, tell us who
Sit
you are and
closer
what
to
you
the
do.
microphone.
All right, sounds great. I'm Neil DiPentino. I'm from Nashville, Tennessee, and I'm with Titan Media Works. I'm president of Titan Media Works.
Pleasure to meet you.
Nice
And
to
what
meet
are you passionate about?
Man, I'm passionate about my wife, my family, Jesus Christ.
Everybody wants to hear you, so get a little bit
I guess
closer.
get closer, a little
Well,
closer.
you know,
Yeah, these
there you
mics.
go.
I was
Not
doing
used to having nice people next to me like this. I'm
Well,
used
get
to
used
looking
to
in
it. You
the
got
camera.
You got some
got
good
2
energy
seconds.
here.
You got
All
2
right.
seconds.
Yeah.
Get used to it. You're used to it.
So what am I going to do now?
We just want you to tell the world who you are and what you're passionate about. Rebecca's asking, like, we want to hear it.
All right, sounds great. Well, look, I'm passionate about my family. My name again is Neil DiPentino. We're here at Podfest. We're just trying to learn everything we possibly can about the podcasting world. I do have a business called Titan Media Works where we do podcast. And so, yeah, I mean, we had a great time out here. We've met a lot of great people, a lot of great products out here, a lot of great, just wonderful opportunities.
Connecting, right? That's what it's all about. Meeting new
Absolutely
people.
connect. You know, we talk to people all the time, on like we stream, for instance. And so we're seeing it through a camera, we're seeing it on a computer and everything. But it's really cool when we get a chance to come out here and actually interact with them and live. Yeah.
I love. So I wrote the book called The Power of Networking, and I've been traveling everywhere promoting it. So I love being able to be in front of people. That's what it's all about. I love the digital space, and I'm great at it. But I love being in front of people, feeling your energy. I think that's what we were intended to do. The love that humans carry is so important for us to interact and really love up on each other. And we can do that through human connection. So
Yeah.
I agree. Go and connect.
100%. And this is the way that we've connected in my generation forever. It's always that one-on-one type thing. The telephone was kind of like our extension of our arm. Now there's all these different kind of tools. And it seems like sometimes, we kind of get away from that connection. The emotion of it all, and I was speaking with my friend Junaid earlier today. He's like an awesome guy. If you don't know him, Junaid. I did this podcast a few weeks ago and really had a great time. But I connected with him more off the podcast than I did on the podcast. And then being able to sit down with him in person, we sat down, we talked for probably 2 hours.
Wow.
And we're very good friends
love
before, but we're like, even better friends now.
Yeah. Taking the time to connect on a higher level, which, that human interaction is everything. I agree.
100%.
I have a question. What are 3 of your top challenges?
Oh, love that.
Personal or business?
Either, whichever we want to share.
Wow.
You know what? Let's do personal. Business is
We know business.
boring.
What do you got going on? We can hear.
Well, my biggest challenge is trying to make my wife happy.
Wow.
Oh.
I mean, I know, huh?
Wow.
It's like, it's not, if you knew my wife, it's like, she's like, oh, Oh, she's awesome. I love her very much. She's
I
like
need to
beautiful,
talk to you.
but she, she's kind of likes things the way she likes them. Very particular about it, and I'm not.
You're trying to make her happy, is what you're saying.
I love making her happy. That's my favorite thing in the world to do is make her
Wow.
and my kids' family.
That's not really a challenge, right? But the challenge is figuring out.
It's definitely a challenge trying to figure it out. Yeah, because when you're dealing with people who want to, see things a certain way, and you don't that way, all of a sudden you got to try to make those adjustments, and sometimes it's not.
How long you been married?
23 years.
Amazing. I'm celebrating 18 years married Sunday. Super
Nice.
exciting. My husband's a lot like you, always trying to make me happy, but it's the little things, right? It's the little things that I think are the big things. We focus sometimes too much on the big things, but it's the little things that we do. I think, for me at least, I could speak for myself, that when my husband, he could buy me a gift and I'm like, thank you, I love it. But it's the little things he does that I'm like, it just fills your heart. So sometimes it's a low hanging fruit. It's not that big stuff. So just a little advice coming from another woman who married for a little while.
I appreciate the advice. I can take all the advice I can get.
Well, I need to talk to you after the show because you are not responsible for your wife's happiness.
Very true.
No, you're not.
Yeah,
Right.
true,
Yeah.
Very true. You can help, right? You can, but you're not.
Well, this is the thing. The
Love
biggest
that.
gift that you can give someone is acceptance without judgment. And so accepting her exactly the way she is, but trying to make her, how has that worked out for you in 23 years?
It's worked out really well.
Oh, okay.
It really has.
Well,
When I say make her happy, it's like you said, the small things that are really super important, I think. Just like helping her with her lunch, helping her, just doing things around the house, that type of thing.
Right.
That gives her happiness. It helps, she enjoys that.
And if you know what makes her, to your point, Rebecca, where she is truly responsible for happiness, but the little things that you do and it's going to make her happy, you're contributing to her happiness, which is love.
Yep.
And you care about her. You want a healthy relationship. That's ownership for yourself. Like, you want to contribute to your marriage and honor her.
Right.
But at the end of the day, she is truly responsible. So what's your next one? I know she said 3, so that was 1. What other challenges are you having?
The other challenge I guess I would have is trying to stay connected with my kids on a consistent basis. There was a song that came out years and years ago called "Cat in the Cradle." I don't know if you know that song or
What's
not.
it called?
The Cat's in the Cradle. And
I'm not familiar with.
Cats
so
in the
basically, the
cradle.
song is about a young man,
1 minute.
who progresses through life.
Okay.
He starts off, and his mother has all the time pulled for him, and then he doesn't have all the time. He's busy working and everything, and he wants his dad's attention. And then what happens is later on in life, he turns into his dad.
Wow.
Yeah, so he's like, now he's busy all the time. He doesn't have time for his father. It's called The Cat in the Cradle. It's a great song.
Rinse and
That's
repeat.
a great
They
song. I know
it,
that
yeah.
song. Cats in the cradle in the silver moon.
So I'll give you another advice. I have a blended family. So I would stay connected. You like text message? We have a family group text that we spend time texting throughout the day. So it's incredible. So I would definitely get a group text, a family text, where you get to share your days.
Yeah.
And it's there when you need it, just saying hello. It keeps us connected. So just a little advice there.
Well, thank you. I
Get a
appreciate
group
that.
family text.
Group family text. That's
Yes.
what we're doing.
Share your last name, your name, and so where people find you.
Sure. I'm Neil DiPentino with Titan Media Works.
Thank you
Awesome.
so much.
Oh, so
Thanks
nice
for
to have
having me.
you.
Appreciate
Thank
it.
you.
Thank you.
Thank you. So I want to learn. Let's talk about, what are we talking about? What is it? Oh,
Celsius.
Well, see, it's so funny. I actually enjoy this drink. This is so good. What flavor do you have? What flavor do you have? This is so yummy. I'm drinking right now the wild berry, and it's really delicious. Oh, you didn't get a Celsius drink?
No, I did not.
Celsius, I guess it's called.
I'm good.
All right. How are you? Okay. So, what's your name and what's going on? Let's hear about you.
My name is David Washington. I am the CEO of a political consulting firm called J. N. Washington here in Central Florida.
I love it. So, okay. Tell us a little more about that.
So, J. N. Washington, we consider ourselves political innovators because we look at campaigns differently than what typically consultants do. We look at campaigns as if they're startups,
Gotcha.
a startup business. And so we build it from the ground up, and hopefully eliminate a lot of the inefficiencies in campaigning.
So tell me who your ideal clients are. So who are some of the clients?
Our ideal client is an individual who is very connected to their communities.
Love it. Okay.
Someone who has a broad understanding of what their community needs are.
I love that. Okay.
People are pretty much in touch with what's happening at the kitchen table, at their kitchen table, discussing what matters to them.
What matters. So tell me, give me what are you passionate about?
Oh boy, I'm passionate about many things, but the most important thing I'm very passionate about, peace.
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 Okay, can you elaborate on that? What do you mean when you say peace?
When I say peace, it's about, peace of mind, not just, peace around the world, that kind of stuff.
Sure.
But leaving my community with a sense of we've accomplished something for the better for our community. And then personally, just being able to go home and just relax.
I always like to ask about that word peace because everyone looks at peace a little different. People are like, I'm chasing peace, I want peace. But everyone, that word peace means something different to everyone, right? So peace to me could just be feeling, use the word peace again, feeling calm in my own skin and feeling like I've arrived as a woman where I'm at. Peace can mean like what you just said, it's more about community, but peace, that word peace is thrown around all over social media all the time, and nobody elaborates on that because my peace is different, right? Because of where we come from or what you're looking for in life, right? What's truly yours.
Correct.
I want to bring you into the conversation because you just sat here
Hello,
nicely.
hello.
Can you share your name? Because I haven't sat down with you.
My name is Kimbro, and my podcast is the Pod Owwll.
Love it.
And I'm also an Owl ambassador.
I love it.
And I teach a stand-up comedy workshop, and I'm hosting the open mic tomorrow night.
I love it.
There's a lot of people that have signed up for the open mic.
What is the open mic? Talk to us. What is
stand-up comedy? 3 minutes.
Oh.
Yeah.
Wow.
So there are 3 other professional stand-up comedians that are going to co-host the open mic.
So I'm going to give a shout out to my nephew really quick because he is a comedian and he's blowing up. And I don't know if you ever heard of him, but he's funny and he's all over. He lives out in Orlando, but he's traveling all over the country and just packing the house up and selling out on every show.
That's awesome.
So I love comedians. I just love to laugh. I think it's so healthy for you. Get me in a room and let me just laugh all day. I love it.
That's cool. So I got a question for you. You said peace is what your main thing. That means you've probably experienced a lot of chaos in your life to come to the point where you feel focusing on bringing peace in your life is very key. Like what are some of the chaotic situations you've been in that allow you to think that, oh, wait a minute, I need to focus on peace?
Wow. And you make a very good point.
Very good question. I like it.
I've seen the worst in human behavior over my 50 odd years of living. And at one point in my first career before politics, I worked with abused and neglected children.
Oh, wow.
So what we do to our children, to our elderly, and to our pets, I've seen the good and I've seen the ugly. And so over time, that kind of gets to a person in a 21-year career in that field. But then politics, I've been in and out of politics for about 35 years. And so I've learned early, coming from the south side of Chicago and Chicago politics.
Okay.
That politics is a blood sport.
Yes.
And I've seen some ugly behavior politics over my time.
I started my comedy in Chicago.
Really?
I was born in Chicago. I'm in Los Angeles now.
Where in Chicago?
The Comedy Cottage is where I started.
Okay, yes.
Who's on First? Zanies.
Yes.
The Funny Firm. Those were my spots before I moved to Boston. And
Well, I'm embarrassed to say I've never been to Chicago. My heart's always been there, and I don't know why I haven't gone. There's so many great things. Why am I not going to Chicago? Okay, I need to make an effort to go to Chicago this year. I heard it's incredible. The food is delicious.
It's a cool city.
All right, I got to go this year for sure. I've been everywhere. I'm in Chicago.
Yes, it's a great city. It's one of my favorite cities in the world, and I've traveled to Asia, South America,
You just love
and
it.
It's my home.
I guess
my
they say
hometown.
don't go in the winter, obviously, right?
Unless you like
No,
a lot
no,
of snow.
No,
and
you should experience Chicago once in your life in the dead of winter.
Really? How
Just
come?
so
Yes.
because there's something about. Let me put it to you this way: I did comedy in Sault Ste. Marie, Canada, during winter, and they talked me into doing a polar dive in ice water.
Excuse me?
And I have never felt so much cold in my entire life. I now have a reference of how close to death via cold you
Oh
can
my
be.
goodness.
And you should experience it at least once in your life.
Okay,
Now,
okay.
I'm not
all right.
saying you should jump into Lake Michigan,
No.
but you should experience the Hawk one time.
Wow. Note to
time.
self. Okay, I'll probably add that in my bucket list. I don't know how far down, but
Do it summertime and do a wintertime.
Okay. All right.
Chicago.
All right. All right. All right. You got me.
You got to make 2 trips.
Absolutely. Absolutely. So, tell us a little bit more. What do you like to do for fun?
For fun, I like to read, more reading, watch baseball.
What are you reading?
Political stuff, believe it or
Ah,
not. More political
okay.
stuff, more political
So,
stuff.
when's the last book you read? Let's talk about that.
Oh my goodness. The last book I read was Last Exit to Brooklyn by Herbert Shelby Jr.
Okay.
And it's about 1950s Brooklyn. And I really enjoyed reading it. It touched on so many different aspects of union life, of family life. There's so many different things. I really enjoyed it.
All right. So, I'm going to put a plug in for me. You need to read my book. I wrote the book called The Power of Networking.
Okay.
And it's on Amazon, but it's a great book to talk about how to connect with others on that high level. I believe that the human connection is still, there's a space for it. I know the digital
much.
world is, killing it right now, but I feel like we got to keep the human connection, love up on each other, and really connect with others. I mean, you being hosting comedians, I'm sure you understand that, right? It's so important to make people laugh, be in front of your audience. So I hope you check out my book. It's a really
Sure.
good read for business. Yeah.
Thank you. Thank you. Check out my podcast.
I will. I
have
will.
4 of them, but
Share with the audience here. What are your podcasts?
our flagship podcast is called You Can't Make This Shit Up.
I like the title.
And it's about politics, of course, from the local level here in Central Florida, in Orlando, Orange County, all the way up to the federal level and sometimes international. But it's a perspective from.
What's going on?
1 minute, everybody. 1
It's
minute.
a perspective from a conservative and a liberal side. And so my business partner and I, we talk about things that matter the most to all of us, and you get both perspectives.
Love it. Wow. Awesome. Okay. So, I
where
think
can
we're
we
running.
find you on Instagram?
Oh my God, it's J and W Network. JW Network on Instagram.
All right.
Where can we find you on Instagram?
I'm at Alexandra Silva Labar. That's my my Instagram. I'm really live on it, so you gotta get in there and see me in action. I love posting. I probably posted 20 times already today.
Nice.
And so follow me there for sure.
And you can follow me at Podbrother on Instagram.
Yes.
Podbrother.com. Thank you for stopping
Yeah,
by.
thank you so much.
That was fun.
Look forward to following you and learning more about you.
Excellent.
All right. So nice to meet you. I want to learn a little more about what you do because like I said, I love comedy. Thank you very much. Appreciate that. All right. Shout out to Chicago. I guess Alex needs to go visit. Okay. All right. So I need to learn a little more about what you do. I'm loving it, loving it. So you're on social media, right? So don't go like that. Thank you. I'm very animated, so I appreciate that. Yeah, and I appreciate that. How you doing? Nice to see you. Can you tell everyone who you are and what you do?
Hello, everyone. I'm Dr. Catrice Austin, aka the Queen of Smiles.
Woo!
I help people get straight white teeth without braces in 2 to 4 weeks. Kind of like the one I did with Cardi B. I transformed her smile,
You did Cardi B
Got it
smile?
right.
Hold up, wait a minute. Woo! That is huge. I love that. Oh my goodness.
So I'm here with the Let's Talk Smiles podcast. It's a dental podcast for consumers.
Oh my goodness. So I'm going to introduce myself. I'm Alexandra Silva Labar. I'm an author and also own a marketing firm. Yes, so I help businesses get their business out there and brand themselves. And my friend over here.
I am a stand-up comedian. I didn't even know Cardi B had teeth.
She has teeth.
Oh, you should have seen her before.
Yes.
She hooked her up. She talks about that in her songs, right? Like she spent some money and got her teeth all straightened out
That's
and
awesome.
looking like $1 million. So you did good.
Thank you.
Oh my God, that's so
beautiful.
cool. So tell us, I know what you're passionate about, but tell us anything else that you're passionate about. What drives you every day?
What drives me every day is like when I was growing up, I didn't feel confident about my smile. And it wasn't until I got to high school, that pivotal time in your life when you want to be cool, you want to feel sexy. My mom sacrificed, single parent mom sacrificed, got me the braces that I always wanted. It changed my life. That's how I became a dentist. So now every single day when I wake up, I got my first boyfriend. I joined the dance squad. I even won Prettiest Smile in high school. So the power of a smile is what I'm passionate about. So every single day when I wake up and I meet someone, and they don't have to be a celebrity. I love everyone, every hardworking person that is not confident about their smile, giving them access to me to let them know that there's hope, like there's affordable ways that you can get your teeth done if you don't know about it. That's why you listen to the podcast, because I'm dropping those resources. Free dentistry, low-cost dentistry, all the options that you have to get a yes and finally get that smile that you're looking for.
I
That is
love
so
that
cool.
so much. You're talking about building confidence, right? That's what it's all about. My children, a few of my kids have braces, and I understand that, especially my middle son. Once he got the braces and he got it off, went to college feeling like $100. Oh, I keep hitting. I'm so I'm at the Portuguese in me. Okay, that's the Portuguese in me. I'm always talking with my hands.
I know the sound guy in me is
Sound guy is checking me, and I appreciate you so much. So so that confidence level where he was going to college and he felt so good and was like you said, that smile and feeling confident and getting out in the world,
In
it
your
just
love
changes
life,
you.
your social life,
Yeah.
your career, that smile can.
And you have a beautiful smile, right? So you wearing that
you
hat,
got that $1 million smile.
I have to wear the product.
You gotta wear the product.
What I didn't wear was my retainers. So the gap that I closed in high school opened back up. And so I'm doing these veneers on all these people. And I'm like, you know what? I'm going to go ahead and get the veneers because I don't have to worry about retainers, permanent white teeth. And it just changed my life personally.
I love that.
Yeah.
So tell us a little bit more about what do you like doing in your personal time?
Well,
And
my personal time, I literally got my start hanging out in a comedy club. I'm from New York City.
Woo! Shout out to New York. I'm from
At a
Connecticut,
comedy
New
club,
York.
you said?
Yeah,
What
look at
comedy
that.
club? That's what I do.
Yeah, I love it.
What club?
Well, back in the day, it was the Boston Comedy Club, but now I hang out at the Comedy Cellar all the time.
I used to do spots at the Boston Comedy Club.
You're kidding me.
Yeah, I used to own a comedy club in New York on 39th and Park called Laugh is Hope.
Wow.
What a small world, right? The power of networking, the power of connections.
And I was a regular at Caroline's as well.
Oh, yeah, I miss Caroline's.
So where do you live? New York. Okay, so you flew in for this?
I flew in for this. I'm speaking tomorrow on a panel. Actually, I'm have my own 30 minutes talking about branding. It's called the Fame Formula. So even if you're an entrepreneur, if you're an influencer, we can teach this.
Yeah.
Getting noticed is so important to the growth of your business.
Absolutely.
And the relationships that you form as you're getting out there is so key.
It's so I always say and tell people your brand is not your logo. Your brand is not the company. It is you. It's how you show up, how people feel doing business with you,
Absolutely. So when you're doing your social media, the people want to meet you.
Yes.
I go live every Wednesday so people can ask their questions. They can see what I'm eating. They can see what I'm listening. They can hear what I'm
Real people.
They can feel. And they're like, I like that dentist. She's not like the average dentist. She's like
Love
a real
it.
person. And that's
You connect with people, and that's when they want to do business with you. People are just putting out information. It's not even them wearing that mask and just showing up. It's like, who are you?
I'm just a regular from 9 to 5. I'm Dr. Catrice Austin.
Yeah.
After 5, I'm Catrice.
That's right. If you follow me, I'm in my suit when I'm speaking. I just got back from Miami, Coral Gables. I presented to their group, and that's one thing I say. You got to show up as you. right? So if you follow me, I'm in my gym clothes and I'm on, filming myself, and they're like, wow. And then I'm in my suit. You got to be you, because that's important to me to show as my authentic self, right? People want to do business with people they like, right? You don't want to be something. I'm not always going to be in my suit, because I'm not always in my suit. I'm in my gym clothes and a hat.
By the time
No, I was going to say, what have been some of your takeaways in coming here at the expo?
The power of connection and networking is super important. The power of having a back end, like we could do this podcast, but it's a business. And at the end of the day, you're hoping to reach someone and transport. This is all about transformation.
Oh, I love that.
So the content that you guys put out there is about connecting, answering their questions. I spoke on the panel earlier. The new language is pre-asked questions, myth busters, problem solving, and challenges that you face. My job is to wipe all of that away, answer your questions, I'm your dental bestie. Like,
leading with service, right? That is a leading with service to your clients. That's your brand, right? That's what separates you. That's why people want to go to you.
Because some people think that podcasting or speaking or even your business is about you. Like, well, let me show you how well my veneers are. And you have a whole bunch of before and after pictures, but you don't know the dentist behind it. I want to know the dentist.
Who are you? What do you stand for?
Because the relationship we have in business, they're spending thousands of dollars with me. You better like me, and this is a relationship that we're going to have for a lifetime. I'm in your mouth, and I know things about you that your spouse don't know.
That's
I know things. I've seen things.
Wow.
So it's a very personal relationship. So that's when people can connect with me and they know that I'm the one, they're sold before they even call my office.
So what's your most challenging, patient? Spill the tea.
It is fun to work with celebrities, and I've worked with a lot. They come late, and a lot of times they don't want to pay. Because the celebrities, they're used to being given things, and at the end of the day, I'm running a business. So it's sometimes difficult.
You're gonna pay
with celebrities.
You would never think.
So what you're saying is, I should avoid the dentist that wants to do a root canal in the parking lot of a transmission shop.
Yes, that would be a yes.
Do you have something to tell us?
Where were you last month? Why didn't you? I could use that.
Are you holding
tip.
back on us? What do you got to tell us?
And he didn't fix my transmission.
Oh my God.
So you haven't told a joke yet. So come on, I want to laugh.
I just told a joke.
That was funny, actually. I love it.
So good.
I love it. So tell us what your family. I'm
from Flint, Michigan. I was a single child for 15 years. So I have a big gap between my sibling and I. But I just love life. I love to travel. I love to make people smile in every way.
Oh, I love it.
That's why I like comedy. I love cooking. So
what do you cook?
Oh, girl, I'm all about the Southern, like the Southern homemade everything.
That good stuff.
Like collard greens.
Yes.
Lighting.
Oh yes.
We're out of here. We're gonna take a break for this commercial.
Hey, this is so cool when I see you. Can we? I was gonna say, where can we find you, really quick?
VIPsmiles.com at Dr. Catrice Austin on all platforms. VIP Smile.
Yes, I love it.
Thank you for stopping by. Awesome.
Thank you so much. Absolutely. I'm gonna go look for you.
You have a card as well?
So what do we got? So I need to follow you. I need to check you out. I'm loving it. We're chatting.
Yeah.
Oh, the audience.
Right here. Okay.
I know. Wow, look at this.
Right,
Okay, so what flavor are you drinking? What do you have going on over there?
I'm doing the berry. The berry is really good.
Okay, twinning. I love it. All right, cheers. This is so good. And all right, so welcome. We have a guest here. Tell us your name and who you are and a little bit about you.
How are y'all guys doing? My name is J.R. Sparrow. I'm the host of West Virginia Uncommonplace podcast and the co-host of Sparrows Under Review.
That's awesome.
So can you elaborate a little bit about that? What do you do?
All right, yeah. So what I do, I'm a podcaster, but what I do inside podcasting is listener migration. Listener migration, what I teach people, I teach them ways to market and advertise for free. For example, you can use Snapchat to put your podcast on a Snap Map, and it'll stay there for 24 months for free. So in doing that, you're marketing by being in a building like this. You're advertising because you leave it here for 24 months. Your podcast, anybody can click on that link from Spotify, Pandora, or iHeart, and that's
Wait, and you said for free?
free.
How do you do that? I
You
mean,
just download the Snapchat app, and the key thing that you do here is do not add anybody to your Snapchat because you don't want to end up like what happened to Pop from it. You don't want to.
we want to get the audience to hear you because this is all good stuff.
Yeah, you don't want anybody to find out your location, so you don't add fans to it. You just set up an account, turn your location on when you're in an event like this.
Okay.
Then drop your episode from the respective podcatcher that you use, be it like I said, iHeart, Spotify, Pandora. Put a tagline in there like call to action, like go listen to my episode, and then in 24 hours it'll populate here. And people look on the Snap Map; they're kind of nosy, so they'll get on there and they'll look and they'll see it, and they'll just click on it. And once they click on it, that link will take them right to that podcast app.
That's wow. Wow.
There's so many
things.
little like
Technology
hacks about how you can get
Holy
it out there.
cow. So what are you passionate about?
What I'm passionate about is inside podcasting is listener discoverability. It is so hard to get your podcast. It's so hard to get your podcast discovered by someone. So I try to find ways that help you do that. Can I give another example?
Absolutely.
All right, so you got gamers in the world, right?
Okay.
So let's use Xbox for example. I was on a game playing with somebody. It was called PUBG or something, and I told them about my podcast. Well, Microsoft has a native app called Podcasted, PODCASTED, that you can download, and you can play your podcast while you're playing a game. So once again, listener migration. What I'm teaching you here is the marketing place is the Xbox. The advertisement is that they can listen to your show. Well, obviously you give them a call to action to go to it, but that advertising that you're getting there is it's on the Xbox. It's another platform that's not a speaker, not a set of headphones. It's a different way of listening because kids already got that attachment on anyway. So why not listen to a podcast?
So how did you get into this?
Clever.
This
That is
sounds so yeah. How did you get into this space?
Basically, I wanted my show to be available at everybody's doorstep, and so many people try to put you on this linear expression, and I don't believe that life is a linear expression. I believe it goes this way and that way, and you have to think like that. And when you think like that, things come to fruition in a good manner, organically too.
All right, wow, you just like dropped a lot of like
Some knowledge right
knowledge and technology, which a lot of people struggle with, right? This integration and all the things you're doing to help people. You use the word free, and I know nothing is free, right? So it's that your business? How are you getting compensated? Like how?
I do it for free for it to help anyone out for the simple fact that this is information you could Google. If people would just Google podcast discoverability, they would find these things. But people want a quick convenience. But I'm the type of person, I decided I'm not going to box it up because it's free information. If it wasn't free information, then obviously I would put a paywall behind it. But there's no reason to do
But what
that.
do you do to make money?
Oh,
We all
well,
make some money.
I'm not an influencer, but I'm a person that does lifestyle videos.
Okay.
So, for instance, there's a company called Anchor Nebula that has projectors.
Okay.
We do a podcast, Sparrows in a Review, that's a movie review podcast. So we get screeners and different things from them, and we review the movies. That's how I make my money with the lifestyle.
I was gonna say we all gotta pay the bills. You know what I'm saying? You coming over here and hitting us with a free. We know there's something. Well, congrats. That's amazing. Good for you. So that is another passion of yours, right?
Yes, ma'am.
All right. What do you like to do when you're not working and giving all the information to people? What do you do with besides that?
All right. I love to travel. I live in West Virginia, so I like to get in the car, go to Toledo, go to Michigan, end up in Flint, end up in Detroit, end up in the greatest place in Michigan, Holland, Indianapolis.
Okay.
It doesn't matter. My co-host Stacy over there with me. We travel Indian everywhere, and we're big.
And this is in a car, right? You're driving and just wow.
I drive to Boston from West Virginia.
What?
Yes.
I love that. So what? I mean, you just exploring.
Yep.
And you're also building content, right?
Yes, ma'am.
The more you explore, the more you get into things, the more information you can, share with your audience and learn. I love that.
So do you are you a guest on other people's podcasts, or it's just you guys travel around doing your thing? Because it sounds like you need to be a guest on as many podcasts as you actually do, because you are dropping a lot of valuable nuggets.
Absolutely.
Well, I'll tell you something odd. I only do 10 podcasts a year because quantity works for some, but quality works for me.
Ooh, say it again. Say it again. That's what I'm talking about.
And I
But
love.
there's a lot of quality podcasts out there you could be a guest on.
Yeah.
Right, but only 10 of them can meet me at the table. Outside of 10, once I meet that limit, I don't do any more because you're going to get quality from those shows. And if I have a limited amount of shows, it kind of gives you like an aura, because everybody likes a limited series, you know?
Sure.
And I like to be that type of person.
Like you're always teasing. I'm like, I want more. I want more. When is it coming? When is it coming? Versus like having it all the time, right?
See, I'm the opposite of that.
You want to
I
give
will
it all.
go on any podcast, anytime, anywhere, low quality, medium quality, high quality, NBC, ESPN. If a mic is on and they tell me to sit, I am going to go there and clock it. As a matter of fact, if you open the refrigerator door, when the light comes on, showtime, baby.
Yeah.
All right, now I'll give you a little thing on that. And see, you like to be trendy and everything. See,
Not necessarily. I don't really care about the trends.
well,
I
no,
just,
but I mean,
I just like actually the exposure on any level.
Yeah, I think everybody, just to kind of like go in between and you in a second, I feel like what I in marketing, right, and branding, I feel like everyone has their niche, and what you do for your business, what you do, I love how it's different, right? Because that's what's making you exclusive. I love your exclusivity, right? You are like, okay, this is where I'm at, and then you are a lot like me, where somebody's calling me, I'm on their podcast. Somebody wants me to speak, I'm there, And I kind of love also what you're doing, because it sets you apart from just being everywhere, and people are going to want you. People want what they cannot have, right?
Right. And at the end of the day, what I'm trying to put out here is I'd rather be a cult classic than be something that's trendy, popular, and that's everywhere, because a cult classic goes way longer and gets a bigger engagement and drive than the next door person being that popular.
Yeah, and I love that. It's your brand, and that's why I said it earlier. Your brand is not your logo. Your brand is not your company. Your brand is you, right? It's how you show up, how you do business, how people remember you, right? It's all about the experience. I was telling somebody earlier, I'm like, we go to Starbucks, but Starbucks is not that great, right? But it's the experience that you feel when you go to Starbucks, and everybody wants to go to Starbucks. So tell us where we can find you. I think we're wrapping it up, and a little bit about how we can.
You can definitely get in touch with me at www.wvuncommonplace.com, or you can reach me at WV Uncommonplace across all social media, even Tumblr.
What's your name on social media?
It's WV Uncommonplace.
All right.
WV
Well, thank
Uncommonplace.
you. Wow. Thank you for your information. Like we said, valuable information today. Thank you. You have yourself a rest of a good day.
All right, we got
All right, so
new person coming. So
let's take a sip really quick, because we over here chatting up the storm. So
okay, I get to take a break.
you get to take a break. Jason working me today. He said, you staying here? He told me I was going to be here for 30 minutes. I'm still on. So anyway, everyone at home watching, we are really having a good time here. I'm meeting some incredible people. I love their stories. So this is very engaging. I'm so excited. And we have a new guest here. Thank you for coming in. I'm off. Oh, guys, I'm off. All right. I know. She was excited to see me. Blame it on Jason.
This is the official host swap.
I'm on a high. Hope everyone has a good rest of the
Absolutely.
Oh yeah, you did a great job. I was watching you. She did great. Oh, she did great. Good job.
Absolutely. Hey, I am.
Hey.
Yes.
Hi.
Hello.
Forgive me for not knowing who you are, because I just walked up, and so you probably have already said it 10 times, but I'm gonna ask it again. So you're Hillary.
Hillary Rousseau. I'm the holistically speaking health coach.
Holistically.
Ooh.
Oh, now you're speaking
like
my
that.
language. You know what I do?
Definitely like that.
You know what I do? I grow mushrooms.
Okay, now. All right.
Okay.
Well,
Good kinds or the good
among
kinds?
other things, I grow all kind of good kinds of mushrooms.
All right.
Right? But I am a clinical hypnotherapist, and I believe in medicinal plant medicine. Right? So tell me about you. You're holistic in what way?
Well, I think we have something in common. I'm also a hypnotherapist.
Shut.
I am a Havening Techniques practitioner, which is a psychosensory approach that uses touch,
There you
neuroscience-based,
go.
hypnosis and distraction to rewire the brain.
Right.
And I have a podcast called Holistically Speaking, which is inspiring stories of trauma to triumph through health, healing, and humor.
I love that.
Yeah.
So I believe in the power of touch like nobody.
Power-
I'm like one of the, you know, the five languages of love, how they like, one's like physical touch and acts of service and all that. Mine is physical touch.
That
so.
is actually one of my top as well. And touch is absolutely imperative for our human
So-
connection. It is oxytocin. And with Havening, it actually releases oxytocin, serotonin, dopamine, and GABA.
Yeah.
It rewires the brain. I actually did a talk about it yesterday and had the entire group self-havening.
I love that.
It's
You did a
amazing.
talk here yesterday?
I did. I talked
Amazing.
during the podcast live.
Great. Great.
And then
Great.
this morning.
Yeah. Have you heard of the tapping? You know, did you?
I have.
Yeah. What do you think about that?
So tapping is another way. It's another psychosensory approach. The difference is I find that havening is more of a feminine energy. It's more nurturing.
Uh-huh.
It's more gentle.
Mhm.
Tapping's a little more masculine.
Uh-huh.
Both are really good, but I find that like in my brain candy jar, I want to use the candy that's havening because it has a rapid response
Uh-huh.
and it has the ability to put your brain in what they call a delta wave state, which is a sleep state.
Uh-huh.
And look, we
Been
deal,
there.
with, we deal with a
Yeah.
lot of overwhelm as podcasters.
Mhm.
So we have to find tools to rewire our brain in order to find our calm again in the chaos. Because a lot of us are feeling a
Now
little
you're
chaotic
speaking
right
my
now.
language. So I'm a business mindset coach.
Ah, I love it.
Business
Study
mindset.
psychology and whatnot. And so those terms kind of, get me going and everything. But, what my podcast talks about, we're called attractive mindset.
Yeah.
So, of course, the law of attraction, everything we do and put out there.
Oh man, do I believe in the law of attraction.
We like to go into everyone's backstory of how you even got to where you are now. So at what point in time did you feel yourself gravitating towards this kind of journey?
Well, I think in my life, I've been a professional journalist for over 30 years. I was on air during 9/11. And I don't
You were
think
on air?
I was on air on the anchor
Where were
desk
you located
during
then?
9/11. I was down in Louisiana at that time. My entire family was up in New York. And I didn't have the tools. I didn't have the self-regulating tools to know how to deal with something that was so traumatic. Whether you're dealing with the trauma yourself or the secondary trauma or secondary traumatic stress, which is seeing the traumas that other people are experiencing firsthand, and you're feeling their duress.
Yes.
So it got me
Which
kind
the
of
whole world did. I mean-
yes, and every day we see it every day, and as podcasters as well, we're hearing the stories of others that might be traumatic. My podcast is Trauma to Triumph Stories. I'm hearing pretty deep content every day, but you have to find the healing and the humor and the understanding in everything you do. You know,
Absolutely.
and find ways to be kind to your mind.
Absolutely. And so in finding ways to make this, at what point did you say, instead of just a person-to-person engagement, I'm going to make this podcast?
I think the podcast came about because I've been in journalism for so long, and my podcasting first producer said to me, "I don't understand why you're not podcasting. Why are you not doing this yet?" And I was like, "Yeah, it is the only medium that I've never done." And I said, "You know what? Let's do it." And prior to the pandemic happened, and I still went forward with it because I wanted to create a space where people can share their stories and know that there is always a possibility and a solution. And since then, we are in our 3.5 years. We're in the top podcast.
Great. Amazing.
And we're seeing so much change with people saying that this podcast changed my life. It's created a
And
space.
that's what it's all about. I
Yeah,
mean,
it really
making
is.
a difference.
It's sharing stories.
Yes.
You know, we need to share our stories. We're community.
What is the name of your? You said this already, but what is the name?
Podcast is called Holistically Speaking with Hillary Russo. We're on all platforms
Love
and YouTube. And
And we can find you on Owwll.
you can find me on Owwll. Yes, you
Right.
can. Find me on Owwll. And if you want to schedule a time to call, definitely let's take some time to find ways to be kind to your mind.
with positive affirmations.
With positive, you know what? The most powerful sentence in the language of any language is I am. Because I am is what follows after that really matters. So if you've got to start your sentence with I am, you might as well finish it with something positive.
Right.
You can steal that.
Absolutely.
Well, thank you for coming on. You're very interesting.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
I wish
Thanks
I
for
would
the
have
time.
had the opportunity to hear you speak yesterday.
Well, it was
I
a
was working
full
over
room and
here.
it was beautiful, but there's always an opportunity to get in touch with me at hillaryrusso.com or holisticallyspeaking.com. I'm on social media at Hillary Russo with 1 L, 2 S's.
All right.
2 S's. You heard
Thank
it here.
you.
All right, thanks so much.
Thank you. So,
No, it's hard when you're
it's a little hard.
Yeah. Okay, well, Phil, let's for another guest. I'm like,
No.
I want to chat with your time.
No,
Thanks. Thanks, guys.
You're welcome.
So Kelly,
Hey.
when is your podcast special?
I don't have a podcast.
I know, but you
Yet.
should start.
I'm about to.
Okay.
I'm about to.
Do you have a name yet?
I am shroomBarbie.com. Shroom Barbie.
I like that. That's original.
You're right. Thank you, Barbie movie. But I have not started yet. I have a couple. I have an educational. Actually, I've been growing mushrooms for 13 years. All types of mushrooms: lion's mane, shiitake, oyster,
And so,
and
okay.
magic.
Okay. So we have a guest now.
Come in.
Drum roll for the
Hello.
guest. Hello.
And your name, slate your name. Sabine. Okay, you need to be very close to the mic so that everybody can hear.
Yeah.
Sabine.
Sabine.
Kvenberg. Sabine.
Or you can say
Beautiful
Sabine
name.
too.
I can say Sabine. I
Or
used to have
Sabine.
a modeling coach named Sabine. She was beautiful like you.
Oh, thank you.
What do you do?
Well, I am a speaker
Okay.
and I am a communication coach.
Ooh.
Communication coach.
Communication.
Yeah, I help entrepreneurs to get more clients through speaking.
Mm.
Great.
Yeah, if they speak and learn how to communicate their message more effectively, I believe they can not only make an impact in their lives, but in many people's lives.
Right.
Yeah, yeah.
Sometimes it's the delivery and that you
It
can
is.
say a lot of things, but the way that you deliver it
Absolutely, absolutely.
is everything.
Yeah.
Right.
I that was my first profession. I was a stage and TV actress in Europe
Oh,
for 10
really?
years.
Great.
Yeah.
Awesome. I did a little bit of that too back in the day.
And then you know what? I had later on, I had a school, a performing arts school,
Uh-huh.
and I worked with aspiring actors and models to get in front of agents and casting directors. So
to get them agents, that would be really interesting to have somebody that would help. I think the business is lacking for that.
yeah, it is.
There's a big need for that in this business, because I've had so many people come to me and say, how do I get into the business, and I don't know where to go from here. And even me, I mean, it's been so long since I've been in that business, I wouldn't really know how to get started now because things are so different with the computer. I used to have a comp card,
Yes.
my comp card worked everywhere, but I wouldn't know what to do now, so I would need somebody like you.
Yeah.
That's interesting to know. You should be on Owwll to tell people how to get into the modeling and acting business.
Well, I am on Owwll now.
But what? How do we find you on Owwll?
Well, I just signed up, to tell you the truth.
Okay.
I just learned about
You're
it.
going to love it.
So, but people can find me under my name, Sabine Kvenberg. That's the only name that exists in the world.
All right.
So Sabine, with you being a communications expert, at what point, in your childhood, you have conversations that led you to say, I'm really good at communicating?
It's, I believe, a combination of my background as actress and director. And I'm also a distinguished Toastmaster. So so where you learn the communication skills, the leadership skills, and then being a coach for over 30 years.
Wow.
It all started out with helping aspiring actors. And you know what? The interesting part is talent is only 20%. 80%
Absolutely.
is what you do with that. And communication, how to effectively communicate, do the mindset first. But it also has something to do with how you deliver the message, how people hear you. And stories is one of the most important things that you can
How to Win Friends and Influence People.
Yes.
Stephen
Did you
Covey.
read that book?
Yes.
My father paid me $100 to read that book when I was 13.
Oh, good for your
Best
father.
thing he ever did for me.
Wow.
Yes. And the interesting part is when you start out with a story, people can relate to you. And part is you have to bring people into a scene. And when I talk, especially with entrepreneurs, they just want to sell their product, but they don't tell stories how they got to that point.
Right.
They don't tell stories how people remember.
Right.
Oh, that's what I want to
You have to tap into the emotion
Yes.
before, right.
Yes. So to give an example, the other day, in my house, I have a shower head and water sprays everywhere.
From the side?
Yes. So I was finally fed up with that because, as a woman, we don't want to get our hair wet all the
No.
time. So I said, okay, I can do it, right? So I went to the store, get the shower head. Then I came home, wanted to put it on just to see that the hose doesn't fit anymore. So I had to go back to the store and get the hose. Now I came home, and then I realized I don't have the right tools.
Oh no.
So then,
where's that guy?
yeah, exactly. So, but I figured it out, right? So I put it all together, ready to take a shower, turned on the shower, and water was spraying everywhere. So see, this is when you realize there are people that actually know this and learn, right, how to do it. They're experts. And that's the same thing for us. And that's where I say, hey, you can figure it out. And it takes a long time and it still may not work. And that's when people come to me and I help them to get where they want to go faster because I'm the expert who can show them that.
Very
So, with that same ideology, when you're communicating or teaching somebody how to communicate, how many different ways or how many different types of people do you have to teach how to communicate effectively?
So there are all kinds of people. Of course, I work with entrepreneurs and business owners specifically, but you communicate through your words, through your body language, and through the way you speak and you present. So the more effectively you can be with that, the better you can communicate with others.
And do you think that's a challenge for people who may have a different language as a first language versus, something like English or anything?
Yes, it is.
Good question.
Yes, because I
bet that is
English
very,
is
very
my
hard.
second language. So I speak from experience because I know how challenges that can be.
Amazing.
Well, thank you very much for being with us today. You are very interesting and good luck with your business. And we'll look for you on the Owwll app. Sabine.
Yes, you do
How
that.
can people follow you?
They go just to my name, Sabine Kvenberg.
Can you spell that last name?
SABINKVENBERG.com/resources.
Woo! And I'm glad you didn't ask me to do that.
Kvenberg. We love that. Thank you. Thank you so much. Sabine Kvenberg. We have a lot of interesting people that are coming on this show. If you're not here, trust me, you need to be here next Podfest. Even if you get tomorrow, we're here until the 28th, Sunday. So make sure you tune in, make sure you tap in. We have the one and only Darian Richardson from Attractive Mindset, also known as Moneyback Rich or Mastermind Rich, whichever one you want to talk to, whichever one you want to find out. And I'm here with Kelly.
And here.
We keep
Okay,
going.
come on. Who's up next? Let me find out what you do.
We got our next person. Here it is. What's his name? Alexander.
Alexander is up
Alexander
next.
is up
Alexander, come on down.
Alexander coming down the red carpet.
Here he comes.
Alexander V. You got to make sure that you give it up. Come on, Alex. 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 Oh, he got to get his content ready. It's okay.
He's really cute. Look, here he comes. Here he comes.
Yes, sir. Woo.
All right, Darren. We got Alex in the house.
Yes, we do. Alex. Yes.
All right.
Sir,
Usually I get headphones, so this,
All right.
I can
What we
hear
got?
myself.
You get to. It's an immersive environment.
Yeah, I appreciate. Yeah, I know the noise.
So tell us a little bit about you.
Yeah, so I'm a business owner. The bulk of what we do is in Amazon-based consulting. So I guess if you wanted to know kind of what I'm an expert in, it would be getting products to sell through the Amazon platform. So are you an Amazon shopper?
I am an Amazon shopper.
Are you an Amazon shopper?
I am.
I love Amazon.
So-
Like, no, I mean every day. Amazon, my Amazon driver, he knows me by the first name.
So now you're gonna hit us with what if you could make money through Amazon?
Well, certainly. But I guess the question is kind of like, why do you buy the products that you actually buy on Amazon?
True.
If you search for whatever, vitamin D, there's
A million.
300 different
Yeah.
vitamin Ds, but there's only a handful of them that actually do the bulk of the volume. So
Sometimes I look at the Amazon favorites.
Amazon has their own little choices, right? So they have the bestseller and they have the Amazon's choice,
Okay.
which are like kind of funny because it's like, what do these mean? It's like, they don't really mean
Right. I don't
anything,
know what that means. It means other people liked it maybe before me, so it must be okay, right?
But it's always good to get the badge.
Okay.
Right? So that's what we help clients do. So we're full service.
Well, how do
So-
you do that? How would you help me do that?
Yeah.
So
So
if I was Googling for the best vitamin D, how do you help me find that?
So really, like our best case client is, I say this all the time. There's kind of 3 legs to the retail stool. There's in store, there's your website, and there's Amazon.
Okay.
So to be like a mature consumer-based product company, you want to kind of hit all 3 of those avenues. So we're really good at helping brands that maybe are doing a little bit of volume, like in a Walmart or a Kroger, or Costco, something like that. Maybe they have a little bit of success on their website. We're kind of the 3rd leg of that stool. So we're full service. So what I tell people is like, continue to focus on Costco. You got into Costco, great job.
Okay.
You're good at that. I'm not. I don't know how to do that. What I am really good at is helping you on that Amazon platform. So we make our money when we buy the product from our customers. We mark it up and we sell it to the end customer. So there's no fees. So nobody likes fees, right? You're trying to get rid of your accounting fees, your legal fees. You don't want to sign up for these services because it's fees, right? Every month. So what we do is we take that out of the equation. So we only make money when we sell the product to the end
So
customer.
you buy the product from the
Correct.
the
So we take some inventory risk from our clients, obviously, but we actually can make quite a bit more margin that way. So we have a client, they do about $1 million a month in sales.
Yes.
And if we were going to charge them like a fee-based customer, we'd have to charge them $200,000 a month to make the same amount of profit that we make off of them.
I see.
What service would you pay $200,000 a month for?
Right.
Not very many, right?
So you're marking it up.
But they don't think of it like we're a $200,000 fee. They instead think this is $1 million a month client for us. So we've sort of like reversed the paradigm for most companies and how you interact with people. So this year we'll cross $100 million in total sales through the Amazon platform.
Wow.
So we're
Congratulations.
excited. And
So, Alex,
yes,
And now we can find you on the Owwll app.
you can.
And how do we find you?
I just signed up. So
All
my
right.
name is Alexander V. Johnson. I was the only person that says they're an Amazon expert.
Alexander V.
So
Johnson.
I've
Amazon
created my own
expert.
category.
What I would like to know is 10 years ago, did you see yourself becoming this type of expert?
I certainly hoped that we would be successful, but our business had a very different growth path than just we have this idea, let's go out and attack it. We've sort of changed our business multiple times over. So we actually started our company believing we would build a food truck that would sell sports nutrition products.
So when you say we, these are friends you grew up with?
Me and a business partner.
Okay.
So I graduated from college with an entrepreneurship degree. I knew I wanted to start something, so I kind of just went after it. We started believing we would build a food truck. We didn't have any money. So we built a website called mixednutrition.com, which would be more similar like bodybuilding.com. You probably know them. So we sold other people's products. And then about a year into that, we had a rep of ours say, well, yeah, I have this account. They're doing $500,000 a month on Amazon. I was like, you mean $500,000 a year? He's like, no, $500,000 a month.
Wow.
We were on pace to do like $100,000 that year. So I was like, oh my gosh, like we need to sign up for Amazon. We need to figure this thing out. So we took our lumps. We made a bunch of mistakes. We got kicked off Amazon. We didn't take it seriously. Then we're like, oh, okay, we actually can do volume on this platform. So let's figure it out. So probably about 6-12 months after that, we started approaching companies saying like, hey, we can help you because we can see what you're doing is not working because we can see it from the front end of Amazon.
Yeah.
And most of the companies went, don't worry about us. We got it. We have it figured out. I'm like, okay, well, you don't. We can see it. But a couple of companies said, we don't understand this. Please do help us out with it. So that's really how it grew into the consulting model. And now fast forward, we're going to hit 10 years in business this September. So
Do you do the marketing for the products that you put on the Amazon?
so we're full service. So You'll ship
So
the
if your
product
product
to
goes
us.
on
Yeah,
there, you're doing the marketing for it.
We
to
have
drive
about
the sales.
40,000 square feet in Columbus, Ohio.
Yes.
So every product will come to us. Last year, we touched 1.5 million products in
Well,
and out of our
but you
doors.
send it to Amazon for
We
Prime.
will ship it into Amazon
So you get
Prime.
it already
Yep.
in your warehouse, and then you send it to Prime, and then Amazon sells it.
Correct. We'll design the listing text, content, everything, and then we'll run the paid ads, sell the product, solicit the review, try to rinse and repeat.
I might need you.
Wow.
You have a product?
I do, but we'll talk about that.
All right.
I really
Well,
want to talk about
we'd
that.
love-
after
we'd
you-
love to
I'm
hear
sure
about it.
I want to talk about that.
And other people
Thank you.
want to find
Wait,
you. How we're
one more time. How do they find you?
I am on the app. I'm on the Owwll app, Alexander V. Johnson. I'm the only Amazon expert, apparently. And also, you should check out our podcast, Downloading Dollars.
Downloading
Downloading dollars.
Sure.
All right. Very good. We'll
Thanks,
talk
Alex.
after. Nice to meet you.
Absolutely. So that was Alex. Listen, Amazon experts, everybody's keep going. Listen, we want to tap in with the experts in the room. So many different industries, so many different people, personas, personalities, specialties. We got the whole house coming.
Who's next?
Sit and talk with us. And so
I can't hear you.
you can't hear me? Can
Yeah,
you
no,
hear me now?
I can hear you now.
Be a little closer to the mic.
There you go.
Even when I drop my
Nobody sits close enough to the mic, so
Right,
I keep
right.
tapping them on the back. I look like I'm being really loving. I'm really loving. What I'm doing is trying to push them to the mic.
good. But Alex has an interesting business.
On up.
Oh, we
Let's
got the
hear your
next person coming
story.
up? Okay, he has a high level shirt on.
Inquiring minds want to know.
He has a high level shirt on. Introvert, ambivert.
Who is he?
I don't
George.
know. George.
Come
Suero. Yes. Gotta get
George
that
is on the
content.
red carpet
How
right
you doing,
now.
George? George
Some
is about
exciting
to come up.
news to share.
Getting him up here. Listen, we have George Suero coming up. And listen, he's a master. George. Yeah.
Thank you. I'm so happy to be here. This is very exciting.
We are so happy to
George,
be
the way we introduce you, we need you to introduce yourself with that same energy or a little higher. We need some excitement.
So I'm George. My podcast is called my Dope Superpower Podcast.
Ooh,
Dope Superpower.
My Dope
All
Superpower
right, this one
podcast.
sounds fun. Okay.
So it's I'm a fan of meeting a lot of people here at this event. It's such a fun time, and I'm glad to be here with Owwll because this is like a really great setting. I love it.
So George, with a podcast name like a Dope Superpower, right?
Yes.
How did we get there?
So I've always been curious what makes people like just get out of their own shell and shine and deliver their own magic and spread their abundance to other people.
Absolutely.
Fulfillment, joy.
So in your definition of superpower, what would be some of the top superpowers that you recognize?
I would say right now, curiosity and flexibility.
Why?
Generosity and flexibility. I think gratitude is number one. I mean, don't you? I mean, generosity, gratitude kind of goes hand in hand. But
Yes, it actually does. The more grateful you are, the more you give, the more you receive.
the more you give, the more you get.
Yes.
Gratitude. I always say that about gratitude. Gratitude is heavenly money. And the more you give, the more you get.
Absolutely. And so now I want to pose an interesting question to that. Since when people have superpowers, now we also know that there's heroes and villains. And so what makes a villain superpower different from a hero superpower with the same kind of things?
So my question to you would be, what's your contribution?
Okay.
What would be your contribution?
There.
How are you contributing to help others?
I like that. I like that.
How are you contributing to help others grow? And you're giving them a tool to shine and grow within their own seed. What is it about them and their identity that can help them identify with not only within their community, but help others look at what they're doing and help them realize
that's nice.
They can do other things, just as great things as you can.
Yeah, that's
So,
nice.
okay. So let's say, are you familiar with like DC and Marvel and everything?
Yes.
So I'm an anime enthusiast, so I know if I wanted to take it there, but I'll keep
Anime?
it simple, yes.
Oh, okay.
And so Batman, you know how he's a vigilante. Would you consider his superpower, where it may hurt some people, but also help some people? How would you engage that?
Well, I would say when I look at Batman, I'd say he has a righteous mentality, but also I would say he himself, his own beliefs, he tends to go outside the box.
He does.
So he tends to not to follow his own rules.
Doesn't.
Yes.
Okay. So within society, saying for the everyday person, if somebody wanted to be a Batman, how would how should regular society treat that kind of individual?
So I think we all need to come up with our own belief system. And whether that belief system is in line within our own values really helps us come together and really put our identity out there and figure out, okay, is this really who we are? How are we making an impact? Not only in ourselves, but to other people.
Yeah,
So
that's pretty
since you're the
important.
host of a dope superpower, what would your superpower, or what is your superpower?
For me, I would say curiosity. Having no limits. Like, what would my life look like if I had no limits?
He's someone to talk to about that because he's a manifestation guy.
Yeah, so I'm a mindset coach.
And I know that was a loaded question that you asked earlier.
Absolutely. So in me being a mindset coach, understanding the psychology, brain's plasticity levels, going on synaptic, signs, signals, everything going everywhere. How people learn and grow from their experiences is how we adapt. And so that goes into your hippocampus and your cortex. And I'm gonna get really technical because I'm passionate about this, but when we develop these memories and we develop our superpowers in these memories, curiosity, I've never seen that as like a superpower, but now that you say it that way, the ability to always be
Learning.
adaptable.
Learning, though,
learning.
curiosity. It makes him, he wants to know. He wants to know everything. So he can use that to grow in life.
Now, how do you feel about the quote, curiosity killed the cat?
Oh.
We're lucky we're alive.
I mean, my only response to you on that one is challenge the status quo.
Okay.
Challenge the status quo. Is it true or is it false?
Fair. So now what happens when we learn things that we're not supposed to learn? Do you feel as if there is information that's beyond our grasp?
So even as young adolescents, as young adolescents, we all know whether or not education or the tools that are out in the market really helping us innovate our true human beings as ourselves. We know that either we see it or we come up with the product or solution.
So George, man,
Right.
amazing.
Well, good luck
So
for you.
listen,
I think
for everybody that wants to tune into your podcast, find you on social media and the Owwll app, where could they do all of these things at?
Apple Podcast right now.
Apple Podcast. You're on Spotify Podcast too?
Soon.
Okay, perfect. Make sure y'all check him out. This is George. Tap in.
Woo!
Yes.
Thanks, George. Thanks for coming on.
Did a good job.
Man, we got some amazing people on here. Listen, a dope superpower podcast. We are going crazy. We are turning this up. Yes. And listen, we're out of here, but I will be back soon. Trust me.
Can I get you anything?
Somebody left the present.
All right.
All right.
Hello.
Hey, how are you doing?
Hi, everyone from Owwll. We're so excited
Welcome,
to be
welcome.
here.
So excited to be here.
We're having a great
We're live.
time, and we get to be with. We have to state our names, apparently.
Yes,
I'm Nancy
state your
Deborah
name.
Barrows.
I'm Julie DeLuca Collins.
I'm state your name. No, that's not my name. I'm Brian Schulman.
And we have this opportunity to be with you guys right now and find out more about Julia. Julie, I'm so
Julie.
close, so close.
Julia, always Julie.
Always Julie.
So tell us what you do.
All right. Well, I'm a TEDx speaker. I'm a podcaster, but more importantly, I help women go confidently in the direction of their dreams.
Yes.
Look at that. And the elevator pitches.
Love that.
This
Smooth
girl
as
knows
silk.
what she's doing.
All right, I've got a very serious question. Bird, fish, or flying fish?
Birds.
Birds, okay.
Yes, I just got a little bird feeder thing. I'm a city girl, and I moved to the country for that guy over there. I moved there for love. Now I have a bird feeder, and I like watching the birds. It's very new to me.
Look at that. It's almost like you knew I was going to ask you that question.
The
That's wonderful.
She went to the country for love. I love that. Like that's, us city girls, it's hard to change our ways a little bit. So
Yeah.
I have a question for you. what has been one of those moments, whether it be on your podcast or real life or whatever, where you have to look around and go, I hope nobody saw that.
Ooh.
Whatever, like whatever you just did, you're like, oh, I hope nobody saw. Like when I trip on my own feet or ankles.
Okay, well, first of all, most of my friends say that my middle name's Chicken Grace because I trip a lot. But one of the things that I
Option.
have done is
Like if I don't have the key, I can run it
put
from
my
the.
best foot, virtual foot forward on the podcast.
I can run it from the app.
But I will tell you that I have tons of stories of falling, and I'm just so glad that I can hide it well. My best friend at our wedding actually had tons of stories of us traveling all over the world and falling and tripping. So I really try to be composed these days, especially now that I have a social, front forward persona.
Love that.
I would love a video like made of all the clips, like the highlight reel of all the tripping and falling. Hopefully not falling. Hopefully not.
Yeah, I've been on crutches several times. But,
That's right.
We found out though that I have a little piece of my ankle missing.
Oh.
So it's like congenital ankle disorder. So I have a reason.
Yes. See?
Wow.
It's medically
when you-
necessary for you to fall.
That's when you find your love for birds.
Yes. And by the way, the funny part of the story too, though, is that my husband, who I married, had problems with his foot, and he had a little X-ray, and it happens that he has like a random little piece of bone in his ankle. So
He's
I
got
think
the piece of bone.
he's got my missing
Wow.
We can't hear you.
Love transferring.
You just speak into the mic, please. Thank you.
You're very welcome.
now.
Thank you.
Can you hear me now?
Are you going to share your sandwich with us?
If I say, can you hear me now? Does Verizon have to
Hear
pay
me
me?
now. My producer's going to tell me that I have to be this far from the microphone, and yeah, that's why I keep him around for the tech.
He's doing a great job.
Yeah, well, thank you.
For
Give it up for
someone-
Dan.
Yay. For someone who is just starting, what tip would you give them in terms of do this, don't bother with this?
So this is a really good question, and I have to say that for me, I'm going to tell you, go all in. Don't think about it, just do it. And there's research that tells you that in order to become more confident, you need to find the evidence that you're doing it. So taking that first step is going to make a world of difference. And take it from me, I'm a Tiny Habit certified coach.
There you go. We've got it from the experts.
There it is.
All right. What was your favorite Saturday morning cartoon growing up?
The Smurfs.
Oh,
Okay, now what were you eating? What cereal were you eating?
I don't like milk, so I never really ate cereal.
All right.
I was drinking coffee from an early age.
All right. You didn't like dig your hand into a box of cereal, just eat it?
No, I don't like cereal.
All right.
No, not for me. It's
what is your favorite breakfast food then?
Yes.
what is I don't know, like a breakfast burrito.
Yeah.
All right.
Come to your house for breakfast.
Go. Although I'm not going to cook for you, my husband will. He
Thank you,
makes
Dan.
the best eggs.
And the man, once
Dan.
again.
And the
Dan's
man.
gonna make us breakfast.
Hey, by the way, if you want to, that's hashtag handsome hot husband.
Hashtag handsome hot husband.
That's right. That is his hashtag.
H3, known to those that know you well.
I
Yes.
declared it, absolutely. And it's worked out really well.
Love that.
So we do a bunch of shows and stuff, and we have our themes like you. But one of the things that we have everybody do, and we don't have music, so we're going to do it virtually. But we used to, Brian started during the pandemic. It's like socially distancing versus social dance. We can dance together.
Oh,
Yeah,
so
social distancing.
we're going to social distance for just as it's a really quick thing.
Listen
Pull
to
out
the
your
music
best
in your head.
moves.
Okay, you got it.
You got it?
We don't have music, so we're just, what song do we want to think of in our head?
Okay.
I don't know.
There you go.
Party
We
over
just gotta
here.
move. We've been here at Podfest and we've been sitting in sessions and stuff.
I know. We need to move
it.
a little bit. I love this. You guys need to
So
come
important.
and
So
do
important.
some movement in our podcast.
Gotta let it out.
There you go.
Check it all out.
Oh, on our show, we do a mid-show stretch break to head, shoulders, knees, and toes.
Oh, I was a kindergarten teacher, so that goes right up my alley. Head, shoulders, knees, and toes. Perfect.
You must have the patience of a saint. Kindergarten teachers are so much more than teachers. I'm just gonna put the plug for educators because you are
Yes.
therapists, you are nurses, you are teachers, you are mothers, you are fathers, you
Wow.
are
100%.
therapists and counselors. So thank you.
Yeah, well, and by the way, thank you for turning the tables on me because I have to say I always ask the questions.
Yes.
So now I'm like, okay, I'm being asked. This is great.
What's your favorite question to ask your guests?
There's a good one.
My favorite question to ask my guests, well, it really depends on the guest. Okay. Because one of the biggest things that I like to do is to kind of figure out and get to know them, their journey, what they're passionate about, what is their purpose. And once we kind of find all of that, then I can figure out what the right question for them is.
Okay, so you're now going to be a guest on your own podcast.
Okay.
What question would you ask you to really let your audience get to know who you are?
Julie, what would you tell Julie at 18?
Time's up. One more
Time for a
minute.
dance break?
So, Julie, at 18, I want you to know that you can do anything you set your mind to
Yes.
and go confidently in the direction of your dreams.
There you go.
Love it. Thank you for sitting down with us. It's been a pleasure.
Appreciate you.
Thank you for dancing with us.
Yes.
Anytime, and I'll return the favor. Come dance with me in our show.
There you go.
Fabulous.
And one more time, tell everybody who you are and about your show's name and where they can find it.
All right, I'm Julie DeLuca Collins. My show is Casa de Confidence, and you can find it on all of the podcasting platforms. And make sure you go to YouTube and watch my TEDx.
Do it now.
Call now. Wait, there's more.
Oh, wait.
Wait, there's more. Well,
Yay,
thank you to Al for having us. Thank you to Al. We got one more? Okay.
All right.
Thank you.
Swapping out.
You're welcome. Thank you.
If you're just joining us.
This just in, breaking news.
Live from Owwll at
Live from
Podfest
Owwll,
24.
Podfest 2024. If you're out there
It is the
watching.
10th anniversary of Podfest Expo. We're
Yes,
so
thank
happy
you
to
to
be
the
with each and every
Podfest
one of you.
team.
How are you doing, sir?
I'm doing well. Meet Lawrence Gartell.
Lawrence Gartell.
Very nice to meet you. Make sure
Wonderful
you
to have
move
you
in
with
so
us.
we can hear you once you're settled.
Test. Yeah, of course.
One,
We're
two,
good.
three.
Why is it always 1, 2, 3?
I don't know.
Why isn't it like cat, dog, elephant?
I don't know, but he's got lots of really
Yeah,
cool
you got.
toys.
He brought toys.
He brought gifts and everything. You got your scarves, little pashminas.
wow.
Cashmere silk.
Love it.
Brand new, just unveiled.
Just unveiled.
Brand new silk scarf.
Wow.
Blue one. Can I get the blue one?
Ooh,
Yeah, the blue one is beautiful.
beautiful.
Oh,
Did you make these?
you make the? Oh, he made.
Wow.
With the designer.
Do you see what's happening right now?
Design.
That's amazing.
It's amazing. Does it come with a matching hat?
Is it?
I want the matching hat too.
Oh.
You know,
It's like being knighted. I'm being knighted with
Well,
the.
it's so funny because how often do we
Wow.
actually get?
That's really soft.
It's amazing. And the
How do I
colors are
look?
gorgeous.
Nice.
You know, you can be a guest anytime. We never get gifts.
I
We're always
know.
giving away gifts.
They're $4,000 scarves you're wearing.
Okay.
Oh,
Finest
there's
silk and cashmere in the world, made in India.
Amazing.
all right. So I'm gonna enjoy it while I got it.
Yes.
All right, you ready?
Yes,
Let's
we
do
are.
this.
Good. So I'm Lawrence Gartell. I'm known as the father of digital art for over 48 years.
Phenomenal.
And I taught Andy Warhol how to use the Amiga computer to make Debbie Harry's album cover in 1985. So consequently, this book was made by the Lucca Museum in Italy. And there's a nice picture of me and Andy in the beginning.
Look at that hair. I just cut off 18 inches. Look at you guys.
Look at that. We're sitting with royalty.
That just happened.
Who you meet here?
That's amazing.
So half the book is devoted to Andy, the other half is to me. But to understand what I've done as the father of digital art, which is what I'm known for, I'm the artist of the Grammy Awards, where I wrapped the Grammy statue 5.5 feet. It was opposed to the invitation, the VIP tickets, and the statue is on the 3rd floor of the Grammy Museum if you go there today.
That's fantastic.
All right. If you're in the area or if you're visiting, now you can put that on your list of things to do because you know the guy who did it. You know, go to a museum and you actually now know the guy who did it.
Right.
The father of digital art and the godfather of LinkedIn video. So
Queen of engagement. Sorry, I got to get in on that.
That's amazing. Look at that.
So I'll tell you about video. So I met Hampshire Pike video artist in 1975 at a place called Media Study Buffalo. And we were turning knobs and buttons and working with analog system computers. And he wrote the introduction to my first book, which is considered the first book on anyone's digital art, 1989. And it was quite a testimony to have him write that.
Wow. That's phenomenal.
Over here in this book, I was the artist of NASA. I did tour art for Britney Spears, Justin Timberlake, the Red Hot Chili Peppers.
Wonderful.
I am on the red carpet.
So
Madonna
handsome.
in front of me, John Legend behind
Let's
me.
turn it around when you're done
I
talking
was
about
the
it.
feature of the 113th New York International Auto Show with my own pavilion, probably twice the
gonna have
size
to
of
zoom
this
in.
room. And I launched Tesla for Elon Musk during Basel 2010, the first
Wow.
roadster.
People you'll meet here.
Yeah, really. That's fantastic.
I have to.
You have lived a fruitful life.
Very
with
rich.
with some incredible humans.
What's your advice of what to do and what not to do? Like, where should you put your energy, and where is the thing that everybody thinks they have to do it to be successful, to find their dream, all of that good stuff?
I'll tell you something. I think you should follow your bliss, whatever your bliss is, whatever your passion is. Do it. That's really about it. There's no.
Follow your bliss.
You have to actually create your own legacy. Like, what are you known for? What did you do? What have you done? Who have you met? That's really what it's about. Just the fact that we're here right now, the three of us.
Yes.
This is part of the story.
Yes.
Now you could tell the story. You met Lawrence Bartel, the father of digital art. Go on and do your thing.
Go for it and prosper.
Yeah. So
there you go.
So listen. So during COVID, I created the #1 selling toy in the world. This is #1 on Amazon. It's in 3,100 Walmart stores, 2,000 Target stores. It's in every Barnes and Noble and 4,000 independent toy stores in the.
Wow.
Okay, I'm an educator, and I got to tell you, my students would really love that. That's
The more you have, the more you can.
All right, guys, we got to clear out. We got to get out of here. It's over. It's
over.
Any last words? We have to get out.
All right, say goodnight. Nice to meet you.
What
I hope we
an
get an
honor to
opportunity
meet
talk again.
you. Yeah, our pleasure. Thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you so much.
Really an honor.
We so appreciate you.
It's an honor, honestly, really. So thank you guys. That's the end for today of this
Yes.
podcast from Orlando, Florida at Podfest Expo 2024.
Unfortunately, I'll
You
have to
heard-
address you.
Okay, you can address me. Go ahead.
You've heard from so many amazing guests. You've had so many amazing hosts. We'll be back tomorrow. Not us necessarily, but Owwll will be back tomorrow, giving you more great content, more things to hear about, more to learn, and people to really connect with.
That's right.
Thank you so much.
Thank you. I'm Brian. That's Nancy. We'll see you soon.
We're going to give you a 1 minute warning.
1 minute warning.
The expo hall has to be cleared at 4:45.
4:45. You have 1 minute to get the hell out. No. We appreciate each and every one of you being here.
We
time
appreciate
to
you being
leave.
here, but we need you to go. It's great that you're here, but come on and leave.
Love it. It's gonna be packed house tomorrow here. Yeah, it's gonna be really good. Yeah. Oh, that's because we need to increase the size of the cell. Yeah, just scoot it over slightly.
Because there's a private party here and they kicked us out.